Hmm. Yeah, what do you think of that, huh? It's pissing outside. I swear, I swear to God, it's either the neighbor, the the neighbor's going to mow this fucking grass. Let me get rid of this motherfucker. Shut up, dude. Neighbor's either going to mow the grass right outside the window, and I'm in the woods, mind you. He's the only neighbor. The other thing that's happened about 2 or 3 times is start raining like cats and dogs. My goodness gracious. What's up, Hexicans? Yeah, I see you guys. Yeah, with your little jibes, your little encouragements. Come on, Thothschild. You can do it. And my anxiety grows and grows. Like fucking God. This isn't easy, guys. Not with, I don't know, guys. I'm going to get to it then. It's probably one of the things I most want to do in my life, but I don't know if it's doable or sustainable. So I threatened I would start a show, and now, it remains to be seen if we can continue to do it. But I'm Thothschild, and wah. Hexicans don't talk like that shit, man. What? Buck up, young man. All right, I shall. This is kind of burnt, old, weird, broken. We call it experienced, but wisdom is another good one we use. But this is YouTube. It's a stream. Mind spray. Fuck yeah. Hexaco, Thothschilds, PulseChainiacs. I'm YouTube streaming right now, and look at that. Got it. What up, guys? Thothschilds Mind Spray episode. Whenever I see that imagery, I think of Daniel Day-Lewis, right? He's one of the best actors, dude. I'm not a big movie guy, but I've caught a lot of that Daniel Day-Lewis stuff. He said, when I bring together the 5 points. Speaking of Daniel Day-Lewis, that actually has a tie-in for Thothschild. I got a bunch of comedy skits written, for this variety show. I hope to get off the ground. And I've let little bits of the content, of these things out of the bag. And the feedback's been freaking awesome. I got to tell you guys, it's really pleasing. When you're only funny to yourself, that can get a little problematic. I already sit in corners and, do and calms me down. Okay, that's what that is. But then I talk to myself a lot. Too much. I just noticed it's not acceptable. It's almost as unacceptable as using the F bomb every other word. That's called Tourette's. And being persistently late AF in spite of your best efforts. So, yeah, we shall proceed and continue. Rock that. So, big happenings, big deal, big gratitude, big honor, big humility for me. But you know what? The most important aspect is the same most important aspect it always is in Hexaco and in Pulse Chain, and that's big people, big hearts, big friends, big supporters, and all in all, a big life-changing community to be a part of. Now, that would probably be better for you guys, wouldn't it? All right, hold up. We'll see what we could do. Check it. Oh, I got the shiniest ones on, don't I? Might have some alternatives here. Let me go in here. See who we have. We have a couple special guests. Real quick, just pop in the chat. My special guests, if you guys, let me see if you said anything over here. Private, no, okay. Anybody get pissed off and leave? I don't blame you guys, by the way. Like, that should be understood about me. It's not, I don't ever feel bad because I'm embarrassed, because I don't get embarrassed anymore. It's a weird feature. But if you have to go and I say it's going to be at a certain time and it ain't at that time, if you take off, that's on me. I'm not going to hold it against anybody. This whole undertaking is loose goose. But let's see if we got these.
There we are.
Here we are. Mr. Barry, you're live on stream here.
Wow.
Yeah,
we got nothing but patience for you. You're special in so many ways. So,
oh, yeah, right.
I'm here. This is all about Thothschild night. So you're gonna have to. It's a day in your life, baby.
I feel awful, man, but there's nothing that can be done for it. There's nobody on this planet who feels more anxious when things don't go right. I like to be a man of my word, but yeah, dude, it's been freaky. So, guys, there it is. One of the very special guests. Mr. Barry, Mr. Rainmaker, first off, I need to ask, are you alone there? And second off, do you have a camera enabled?
So, yeah, I got it. I'm not on. I think I'm on. Let's see.
Okay. You're probably over on YouTube. I've been having this problem lately.
It's all right. I'm sure I'm on because everything looks like it's working, but I'm setting in a WeWork that looks like some fucking train car on the way to Hogwarts, right? So here I am, you know. It says get comfortable, but not too comfortable, because in 30 minutes you need to get the fuck out of here. That's what it says on this little sign right here. So I'm good. I got nothing but time. We're after hours at WeWorks.
WeWorks. Well, guess what, guys? Not the one, but two. Brandon from Rags to Riches.
These guys know how the cameras work and shit. I mean, I'm brand new, guys. I'm green.
Brandon, man,
I'm just here because you paid me to be here. That's the only reason, dude.
You didn't think you could only send 20 hex, but you can.
Are you sure? I said 21, but I made an exception.
That was postage.
Yeah, true story. How much is postage these days?
Right? I don't know. I might have gotten, Philly, something fell off the back of the truck. I ain't saying, might have heard of something like that.
Last time I mailed something was 42 cents, but it's been a minute,
Yeah. It's freaking
they
wild.
do those forever deals. I want to know what the statute of limitations is on that forever deal.
Forever. It's forever. It's kind of like Shrek, right? Forever. Fuck. It's forever,
Well, I listened to Demetrius and I listened to Demetrius and Cookie, who were watching my car up at the Palmer Social Club, and they told me that those forever stamps were $10 a piece. They're good people, so I believe them. Is that sound right? No. Okay. Fuck.
Nah. Coco and C. You got T-shirts, bitch, so you're good.
That's pretty funny. That kind of gives the impression to people who haven't been here the last year.
Do you play a banjo and you're on a fucking porch in Kentucky? I mean, what the fuck? I got T-shirts, bitch. It's hysterical, bro.
Get off my lawn. I got T-shirts up here. Packed with rock salt.
A story about my kinfolk's Jed, right?
So, Bear, just knowing your general geographic location and some of the personalities that are near you there, is there any chance there's another person in your presence who we might be?
No, nobody's here but me, bro. This is like,
okay. You had to take off.
I feel like I'm in some sort of cart on the way to Hogwarts. Right? It's pretty.
I don't know what that means, but
have you ever seen the train, bro, on all that fucking Hogwarts? They get on this train, they're in the train car.
What's a Hogwarts?
Isn't that like what's the kid's name?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Oh, I never read or saw.
Wow. Yeah. You're so fucking awesome, man. I have no way to gauge you, bro. Like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. People tell me like, did you ever see Titanic? I'm like, how would I see Titanic? The shit fucking sunk. Fucking
Yeah, you already knew, right?
Fucking born. What do you want from me?
The fucking world. That's what you don't know about it, but that's okay.
So listen, this entire evening, again, on moi, it had a layout to it, my friends, my good Hexican friends. I had a little flow chart I had. I did it 2 different styles. Looked like it could have been like the centerfold of the tipping point book. I mean, I was impressed with myself. Have I ever told you guys about the Hopi word for out of balance? It's called 𝕍𝕬𝕐𝕐. I was all 𝕍𝕬𝕐𝕐'd up tonight. Again. Shit. Well, I'm going to lose my mind someday.
Are you a master Scrabble player? Can I ask you that, Thoughts?
Very interesting. You should ask.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough you'd be the same way. There just wasn't enough physical contact. I needed some jumping or punching in between.
Fucking hugged as a baby. Come on.
Well, my dad had me tearing out fucking horsehair plaster in Victorian houses from the age of 7 with a crowbar. So,
well, at least you didn't have that.
That's a little different from like iPads. That's a little different from iPads.
That's funny. I know why they wear dark glasses, so you don't look like fucking Jose Feliciano up in this motherfucker. Like you don't know where to look.
See, now that I'm old enough. I'm old enough for that too. Thanks. Hey, I know that Rags, what's up with that particular inquiry? Because my mother was the one, may she rest in peace. My Karen, my young mother who just passed a couple years ago, she like lived and breathed that. Like we had the Scrabble players, dictionary sitting on our coffee table for years.
Yeah.
I will never forget. She got Jubilee on. Isn't it like huge to use all 7 letters on your first turn?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. The first turn, because you could get out to the triple word score, right?
That's what she did. She used the word. She drew, right, Jubilee, and the woman that she drew it on had been beaten her ass steady for like 5 years. My mom never beat this woman, and she came out with Jubilee.
You're watching why I love Thothschilds. You're seeing it. This is like fuck. I'd pay money, dude. You're so fucking awesome. Just to watch you talk about your mom. It's cool.
I have to remember her in all of those ways because it debilitated me for a minute. As you would imagine, right? I mean, the marriage ended. And it's like, okay, who's left? You're looking around the landscape and you're like, mommy, it's pretty funny. But hey, man, it taught me so much. Like my friend Johnny Mac says.
I hate to divvy out compliments, Thoughts, by the way.
Yeah.
The reason I bring it up is because I think you, out of literally everybody I know in my life, has the ability to paint pictures with words better than anybody I've seen. Probably, maybe better than anybody I've known. And like I said, I hate to divvy that out because I know it makes you feel weird. It makes me feel more weird. Trust me.
No, dude, you like that. You're liking this.
You're good.
Brandon,
with words,
are you wearing pants right now? Are you wearing fucking pants right now?
I never wear pants, but I never submit to pants checks either, so it doesn't matter. So you're good with words, man. That's why I asked. I figured there was something back there in your past or history that attributed to that fine skill that you have.
Well, you guys, I think I might have, I don't even know if I had a little buzz on or if it was TMI or which episode, but I think I let it out of the bag that Rainmaker, in his infinite fucking seeing, okay, I talk about how I got second sight, a third eye, sixth sense. Barry here's got 7, 8, and 9, okay? And he looks at me when we first met. He does one of these. He draws back like this, looks over at Dr. J, looks back at me. He says, the cortex. He goes, the front of the cortex there. I'm like, yeah. What are you saying? My head's fat. He's like, yeah. Your head's a little fat, nigga. But listen, something happened, and I was like, I ain't telling him. I ain't telling him. But the fact of the matter is, where's my thing? Oh, here we are. This. I've let the secret out of the bag, guys. This is applicative. When I was a baby, a little one, this is mom again, I wasn't coming. I didn't want to come in this cold, hard motherfucker. I wanted to stay the fuck up in there. So this poor woman in her teens was in labor with my ass for 20 hours. Like she was on the verge of death. So the doctor said, his Western PA doctor, you know, pierogies like on his cheek and smoking a fucking Pall Mall while he's delivering a baby. And he says, you know, hell with this. I'm not letting this pretty young thing from the homecoming queen go out like that. Yin's is crazy. Go on, Todd. Go get me the salad tongs. So he comes over, takes a foot, and he puts it on my mom's ass. Tunk, tunk, tunk. Takes the salad tongs, gets in there, and so he squeezed me right on my temples right here. And Barry thinks that's probably when my head was as soft as pudding, a traumatic, well, softer than it is now. That was a traumatic brain injury that probably unlocked some fucking alien comprehension of just the one.
It's just some kind of knock to the head. I can't call it, but you've been knocked in the fucking head.
Yeah. Well, you know something about that.
I know. I've been knocked in the head. One of the things I want to tell you guys is why am I here? Why did I choose Thothschild to do my first live stream? Why? Right? Well, we put this together, this PulseCon, and when I was a kid, I was like 10 years old, and I got a job, and I asked the guy after like 3 days, I'm like, hey man, why don't you do it like this? And he says, well, Barry, when you get older, buy your own business, do whatever the fuck you want, right? And I always remembered that. And now we got PulseCon, and I'm in a position where I kind of do what the fuck I want, you know? So I thought I wanted to speak for 20 minutes, say my piece. But what I really wanted to do is I wanted to spotlight Thothschild. So what I'm announcing right now, everyone in attendance, boys and girls, children around the world, Thothschild is going to be a speaker at PulseCon.
Wow.
Thothschild gets 20 minutes on PulseCon. And guess who he gets to be with? Riches. Thothschild doing 20 minutes on the stage in front of 4,000 people. Same stage that you're going to have the co-founder of Netflix on, one of the Rockefellers. I don't know which one it is. A lot of people that think they're important. But I said to T-Money, I said, I only asked for a couple of things because I really don't ask for a lot of stuff. Anybody knows me? I don't ask for a lot. But I said, guess who's speaking? He goes, you? I go, for 5 minutes. But guess who's doing another 20? Thothschild. He goes, why Thothschild? Out of everybody. I said, well, Thothschild started beating me to fucking death, whipping the piss out of me way back in like August of last year, saying that we need to stop in Philly. And I'm like, we're not stopping in Philly. He's like, it's the goddamn birthplace of freedom. And I got stuff like this. Out of the blue at like 2 a.m, I'd get, piss down my leg and tell me it's raining, Rainmaker. What the fuck's wrong with Philly, right?
I remember that. Oh my God.
I got a wild motherfucker, and I got a fucking bobcat by the tail out in fucking Philly. What do? He goes, I said, look, fuck it. We're gonna have a meetup. He wins. He fucking is a relentless motherfucker. He's a fucking like a hood prophet. You know what I mean? I said, I love he's a hood prophet. And I said, he knows his fractions. You know what I mean? He's been yelling at people about fucking speed chess since he was fucking 9. You know. So I said, this guy's special. There's been a few around the country. Casey in Napa Valley, fucking special, man. That dude's special.
Amazing people, but very, man.
Thothschild knocked my socks off. So I said, T-Money, Thothschild talks. He goes, he didn't say why. He goes, I said, Thothschild gets to send his picture in. He gets to promote the shit out of PulseCon. He gets his own fucking, code. And the reason is this. The reason is because if I wanted to tell the truth, right? My truth is I get to choose fucking Thothschild, and he gets to tell the fucking truth. And that's winning for me. So if I'm being selfish in any way, I don't got to stand up there and fucking spit on that goddamn mic. Thothschild is going to do it for me.
That's a mandate.
Without any further ado, you guys take it away, man. What the fuck are you going to talk about? Because I'm going to start fucking rhyming. If I don't got nothing else to say, I'm going to start fucking rhyming.
We're going to get there. I hope we get there yet. But Brandon, man, I was over the fucking moon to be asked. I was over the moon to be accepted. And then when I found out that they were thinking about putting you and me on the same panel, this was on the heels of you and I meeting one another. And in 3 seconds, we had a classic, iconic Hexican photo taken where we look like Starsky and Hutch, who have been friends for decades.
Which one's Starsky?
Whichever one dresses down is who I was, because he was in a white tuxedo.
Right. I was about to say, that's your Hutch. He didn't really care much. He wasn't the ladies' man.
Okay. Yeah. Look at that. It's going to be big. And I hear, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but is everybody coming?
Everybody's coming.
Oh, right.
You know, right now we still are in our, you know, we're in the 10th grade and we hate all the 9th graders still. You know, it's just nonsense. You know, once we get into the 11th grade, we're like, bring them fresh fish in. Come on, bring them in. So right now, there's a lot of people that don't even realize that it's there. Once people get this free money, once we all know what happens, it's going to be a celebration. And we're going to invite everybody. You know, I found this Shiba Inu guy, John. Found him. You know, that's a big coup. We need 2-3% of these type of people to come in and blow out Pulse Chain with us, well, PulseCon, and it's just a celebration. So I think that it's going to drop, and a month's going to go by. We're going to get our price settlement, and PulseCon's going to be a fucking celebration. What do you think, Brandon? What do you think PulseCon's going to be?
Yeah, I want to hear Brandon. I'm sorry if I didn't give you a chance here, bro.
No, it's an interesting complex problem to solve. Not necessarily problem in a bad way. It's like, when is Pulse Chain going to launch, first and foremost? And secondly, if we're throwing something of this magnitude in Las Vegas and you know, people do this the right way, influencer wise, and we get the message out and we get the clips out, et cetera, it can really serve as, I guess, an anchor moving forward for years to come. If we can do this every single year, you know, we get a couple thousand people this go around, next go around, it's going to be bigger. Layer ones are no joke, right, guys?
My God.
Especially successful layer ones. So this is going to be the foundational, the keystone moment, the beginning, the genesis, and it's just going to get better from here, I think. So I'm looking forward to being a part of it. I'm looking forward to all of us being a part of it. And it's going to be a really, really good advertising tool for what we're doing.
You guys want to know one event I'm not going to be late to? Guys, you want to know one event I'm not going to be late to?
I'll hold your bubble gum. You can be like, here, Barry, hold this for me while I go out on stage. So I'm just proud of you, Thothschild. And I'm proud that we get to tell people into perpetuity, you know, why. My why for Thothschild is he's got a hell of a vocabulary, Brandon. Him and I talk, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to use anything less than a 10-letter word with Thothschild.
Right.
Yeah.
just for fun. We don't score aces. We volley really fast. Okay, we're just drilling it right at our face every time, and it's just fun because you run into people who can do it. And this guy's a genuine article. He can do it. And what he's going to share with us, we're going to have to listen to 9 fucking times and then realize how awesome it is.
Thank you, man.
And that's what happens. So whatever we're talking about, guys, what we're going to do at PulseCon, we're bringing a lot of big names. We're bringing a lot of people that aren't in digital assets. You know what I mean?
Yes. I heard about that.
No coiners. You know, I've been in town like 39 years, so I got a lot of friends. They're interesting people. You know, I don't star chase, but some people end up being somebody after I meet them. And I got some guys in the music industry.
Rainmaker, the Rainmaker.
Yeah, I go meet some people. We do some things. We're about to release some new friends we're bringing on. We're going to do some live streams with people in the music industry. And it's, you know, their cousin isn't Snoop Dogg's rapper, you know, beat maker. You know, these are mon.
Are we allowed to? Yeah, are we allowed to talk about any of that openly?
Nah, it's not time, Thothschild. Okay. But what I'm saying is that, you know, there's some ways we're going to go. God bless all the Hexicans. But if every single one that can come, Brandon, when you say there's a couple of thousand this year, we lost a fucking $500,000. We have to have 3,000 people. I don't give a fuck. So we have a 3-year lease, right?
Okay.
3. And once we do this one, we got the next one, we got the next one, and then we got the next one. So we're not going anywhere till well into the Bitcoin halving. We're going to be right around when all of us should have those quote unquote 10,000 X's in 2 or 3 years. So that's the plans, Brandon. We're actually got ink. We got ink signed.
Perfect.
Money likes to put his ass on the line financially, and he does. He does that.
Man, Man, I know them 3 and 4 second blocks are looking tasty right now. Woo!
So what are you going to talk about, Thothschild? What do you think you guys are going to?
When I think about Brandon and I together, I really think it's inescapable and organic that this man, who has his own divergent but yet powerful experiences with me, I think we're going to be talking about not only freedom, not only sovereign autonomy, but Brandon and I are going to be the dudes who are going to remind everyone that none of that shit fucking exists unless you have responsibility. It's like you get in what you put out. It's universal law. Richard Hart's staking mechanism is mirroring it. You know, it's copying the immutable code of, like, say, gravity or thermodynamics. I mean, come on, guys, let's get real. You're not going to get the benefits, and too many motherfuckers, and I'll even say it, too many motherfuckers up in Hexicans. They're here because they think, well, I don't have to stream. I don't have to write. I don't have to kick in comments. I don't have to like. I don't have to share. I don't have to show up. I don't have to do shit. I'm just going to take this shit. I see a little margin. I dump it. It drops. I buy it back, and fuck all you motherfuckers. Well, guess what, dude? I have some very bad news for you. I guarantee that, like so many fleas, your ilk, your ethos is what is actually on the way out in this dimension. You got another mission to do. I'm not belittling you. You have a lot of importance, young man, but it's actually going to have to be somewhere else. My kids, right? Barry's kids, Brandon's kids, they're not going to be sharing a world with that any longer. Okay. It's make or break time. So, I'm still over the moon, guys. I don't even know how to process all of this. You know, we were talking about.
You got a wingman over there. They got what is that? Top Gun's come back out, right, Brandon? So
yeah.
You guys weren't in the first Top Gun, but you definitely can star in our remake.
Can I be Val Kilmer? Can I be Val Kilmer?
I think you're Tom Cruise, man. I really do.
Val Kilmer dies in this video.
Yeah,
so you might need this movie. You might not want that.
I can't tell you guys the ending, but okay.
Hey, thoughts. I agree with you on that, and I think there's stages to this crypto stuff, right? You join crypto and you want to get rich. You hear it from somebody. Somebody's made a lot of money at some point. You get in, and then you realize you kind of understand the reality of it after you lose all your money 3 or 4 or 5 times, and you go searching for the answer. And you find the answer. I think the answer is found in our community in a big way with so many intelligent people, so many wise people. But then you say, okay, there's levels to this stuff. It's not only about making money now. Crypto allows us to push back on the evil in this world that's bearing down on us.
Yep. We can operate from a position of strength now.
Well, and not only do we operate from a position of strength, you made a good point in that it depends on us. Before we go and fix the world, we've got to fix ourselves. It starts there. It starts internally. Once we fix ourselves, and you get a lot of people that fix themselves, you can kind of use that power and you can move freaking mountains with it. The thing that I like about our community too is, man, it's not, I guess you could say, it's not diseased with this craziness that we see out in the real world. We really stick together. No matter race, gender, all that made up stuff that they try to use to divide us out in the world. It doesn't matter here. We all love each other, man. That's what I love.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to accord a ratio or a percentage to it because to me, it makes the most sense. It is the most attractive way that this should be going down to me, right? It should be going down holistically, organically, with principles, universality to it, right? All of that. But it's not a concretized theme. It's not like, a one-act play where, okay, it's written in stone. Hexicans is going to be like this. So you're exactly right. So every morning we wake up and we check ourselves first, and then we go out into the world and do the great work. Now, here's the thing. That's nuanced, contextual, and complicated because from one hand, you're going to have good men and women say, we need to stick together. And I don't want to see this trifling like fighting going on. And that sounds great, right? Idealistically, from a boots on the ground, real time, tears, sweat, blood, scars kind of perspective, as life's happening, people piss and shit and get hurt and fight and all kinds of stuff. And I'm not saying we got to celebrate it, but sometimes these quote unquote fights are needing to occur. And that's not just because it's the two cocks of the walk, you know. Well, my plume is prettier. No, mine is. I shall fight you. You know, indeed, dear sir. I'll shoot you in your face. You know, because I'm the prettier bird. I could think of a couple guys coming to my mind right now, but I shan't hang out in that realm for too long. I digress. The other fights is when you see somebody violating, man, in the community. I'm not judge and jury, but my mama taught me some stuff. You know, if you're lying, cheating, stealing, running game, pulling okey doke, talking shit. Now, here's the one that's kind of tough. And Brandon, you know a lot about this, more than me. Even though I don't, not only do I not agree, okay, with the people who are jumping on the wagon here with the gun thing, okay? And I did see, I was a little bit surprised to see that division in Hexicans, because as I'm moving forward in my awareness and understanding, perhaps I'm guilty of wishing it was one way. It wasn't. People I love in this community have the completely opposite opinion, okay? I think we all know why that is. My point is that something like that, division like that, that's different. That's a different thing. You know what I mean? These two sides. Now, granted, the way I think, the way that plays out is tyranny. It's horrifying for me to think of a world where a man and maybe a woman, you know, is not responsible for their own safety, their own family's safety. And if somebody was to take the first initiative, violent action, it would break my heart to think that you wouldn't have the wherewithal, the commitment, the belief, the morality to stand up and answer that aggression, which is what it is, you know, with your sovereign right as well as duty to protect the children, protect the women, protect the elderly, protect the innocent, you know. So, you know, I could go for a long time on that. Those fights, though, however, that's not where the real fights are. The real fights, you know, they're different. They're over some protocols, and some unhealthy protocols could develop if we allow them to.
Well, we've got an immune system,
yeah.
man. We've got an immune system here.
Yes, sir.
And that's what it's for. If you compare what we have going on here, the projects that are up and coming, et cetera, and compare that to other communities, they don't care. They just see dollar signs. We care about the welfare of people that are participating in those projects. So that's why we have that strong immune system. We have high IQ people that go in, we check it out, and we raise red flags. And that's people coming from the outside, and it's also people coming from the inside, you know. Mm-hmm. So I think what we have that's very strong is that immune system. I've not seen this anywhere in crypto personally. I don't know about you guys.
I got yesterday. I found some Rainmaker fucking token they're making out of England. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I said, dude, I'm Rainmaker for real. He goes, what's Rainmaker for real? I'm like, you're fucking new, bro. So check it out. Next thing you know, we're all fucking good friends. They want to do, you know, Pulse Chain in Europe and PulseCon. But at the end of the day, stuff comes down every day, Brandon, and you're right.
Yeah.
And we don't have to name names, but when people get contracts and won't write their government names on them, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that happened, but you know, why would they do that? Why would people go, hey man, how much does it cost to be in the front row? Blah, blah, blah. And like, here's your document. Like, oh, you want my government name?
Brandon, I don't know if you want to answer that, but I have something I'd like to postulate after you take a crack at that, Brandon.
No, I mean, it's extremely good to have probably a massively, overwhelmingly large amount of healthy criticism in this space, because if we're getting wrecked then it kind of hurts the fabric of everybody else around us. It hurts your neighbor. We don't want that. So I'm not going to say that everything is completely black and white, because everything is not black and white. But in order to participate, I think that you need to be able to stand up in the center in town square and state your case. And you know what? If the people don't like it, they don't like it. But that's up to you. You got to figure it out. You got to get past that part. And if you don't get past that part, you won't have support. So you got to come prepared. You got to come with these boxes checked off, because we'll eat you up and spit you out, chew you up and spit you out.
I love it. Hey, man, I got to give you props. And I did bring this up. Can't remember if it was Wales or here, but I said, Brandon Rags, man, he has a really cool practice when he's interviewing these lead devs and these CEOs or whatever of these projects. First question he asks them, if they're claiming to be Hexicans, Brandon wants to see proof of a transaction to a wallet address and that the date, is accurate on chain. I mean, Brandon, wow. Wow, that's just so cool. It's a natural progression, I think, of the growth. It wouldn't be the kind of thing that Hexicans think about in the first year and a half, but you come in and you're like, well, this is an important thing. And quite naturally, it becomes like, again, protocol for you in these types of interviews. I think that's fucking brilliant.
And it's because here's the reason. They understand how valuable we are as a community to their project, because we've been taught these things. We've been taught how to delay gratification. We've been taught what proper crypto is, etc. So what a lot of these people want to do is come in and hijack our community. They want to hijack it. So I know, etc. Sorry.
I'm busting your nuts. I'm sorry.
I know you are. All right. So that's the thing, though. Like, I make them answer me, and then after they answer me, I say, hey, if the community asks, would you be willing to show proof of that statement? And then some people freeze up. Some people don't freeze up. I know. They're like, yeah. Some guys are all in. They're like, yeah, no problem, dude. Bring it on. But you can tell in that moment.
He's calling his cousin. He's going backstage. He's calling his cousin. He's like, Timmy, you remember that fucking wallet address you had? Like,
your wallet,
you gotta give me this seed rights. I'm sunk if you don't give me this.
Yeah.
Well, look.
But then I'm like, oh shoot, somebody's gonna ask me that question one day. I better figure out how to. Oh, sorry guys, I slipped. My bad.
Well,
dude.
when I get people to hit us up in one way or another, and I'm like, hey, you want to go on a live stream? They're like, sure. I said, they're like, oh, I just talk behind an icon. I go, nah, not so much. I said, I'm a guy that's got some pretty much, I've been there, done that. I've smelled breath and seen eyes, around this country. And you just don't show up and go, hey man, I don't want to dox myself because my kids go to private school. And I say, fuck you, fuck your kids. Hexiclan, this, fuck that. If you're doing these, when Rainmaker says fuck, we drink a shot. Fuck. Nice. I don't like people that come crooked. And from my background, and the reason I'm only in Hex, T Money brought me there and said, hey, look at some people that you think would be really good people. And the reason that we went home and sold everything we own and quit our jobs and went around the country is because I saw the convergence of passionate people, batshit crazy fucking people that were jacking off and playing games, whatever the fuck they were doing 2 years ago. They listened to RH and they stopped. And those guys put in $40, $100, $140. Their first 3 stakes were $200, but their next one was $1,000. I've seen dudes put in $1,000 and bust out $500,000 back when we were at 51 cents. It's real. And when I get to be in their house, man, and I get to see them going, and I'm like, every penny we had, Brandon, I put in the fucking pulse. That's it. Every one. And even T Money's like, hey, dude, that's a lot of money. I'm like, I know I'm in your house.
I remember you telling the story of your rack
house, Tony, and you just came in from the garage. Don't take off your jacket and don't take a piss, dude. You have to sacrifice this money. And we were in on one of these pools. It worked. Guys, it worked. It worked for me.
I was going to go one direction. Now you got me wanting to go another. Okay.
Well, if you're going all I'm saying is that there's some of us who go, okay, it's the people, how they act. They're like, why are you running? Because they're scared of fucking something and I can't see it, but I believe their fear and I'm running with them.
Nice.
And that's
Now,
what I did with Pulse and PulseChain. That's what Tony and I did when Tony wrote the checks, man. The German boys, those guys are awesome. They paid the bill. Tony wrote the checks. That's what we did. We were the business in America. And I get to go around, and once everybody found out where toilet paper is on aisle 9 and Target everywhere in America, they didn't need me as much. They needed something else. So I got to go home. I made the dough. I met the people. I put it all in, and I haven't lost a fucking penny. None. I haven't lost a penny in Hex. All I've done is made money. So I'm that one motherfucker that ain't lost nothing.
Oh, I can't stand people
when the people say, hey, we're staked, and if you're staked, if you're one of the 9% that's got your 555s, God bless you. But I've owned PulseChain back in fucking July. I owned in December, whatever it was. I gave every penny I had to fucking PulseX. I scraped up the last bit. I mean, when I actually went and made money and I gave it away, I sacrificed the liquid loans. I did it, but I'm 55 and I want to take advantage of that stuff. I know you don't like those people. I don't like people that work at Bank of America, but I got a debit card.
It's not
whatever the depth of it is. My point is that there's a bunch of us that just found this shit. I've never owned another digital asset in my life besides Hex, Pulse, PulseChain, and Liquid Loan, and those 3 ain't even fucking out yet. So there's some of us that are going, I didn't lose 95%. I didn't lose 85%. I didn't lose nothing. And if I'd had my money in anything other than USDC, I'd have lost my money. So thanks, Richard Hart. He's an awesome dude. Thank you, Thothschild, because thank you, Brandon, because dude, you're on every goddamn moment of the day. Your people must hate you. Oh God, his girlfriend's on the phone. Who's that? Fucking YouTube, his girlfriend. Yeah. You know, I can hear that shit because you guys are compelled.
You had me inspired on 3 different occasions there in that 5 minutes.
Then I sat back.
I don't know which one to pick now. Jeez, that one's far behind.
Some of us has fallen forward and never lost, and all we did was listen to Richard Hart and give our money to fucking you know who I'm gonna shout out? Crypto Vince 369.
Oh, he's a great dude. I like Crypto
Jay
Vince.
Mills, Jackie. Those folks met me up when we were in I've actually laid face on Wales twice. I respect him. I don't say his name. He's like Floyd Mayweather. You don't want to fight him, don't say his name. So I respect that guy because I met him. Shorty the Pimp, man. That dude's real. He's real people. So when I met these people, I said, all right. And then I got a text one day, a DM, and they go, hey, Barry, do you want to join our sacrifice? I'm like, okay. We have a pool. I'm like, am I getting invited into the cool kids pool? You know? And guess what? They got a 2.32 multiplier, and I'm not mad at nobody.
Mm-hmm.
It adds up when you start saying, holy shit, is that sand on the fucking beach?
Okay. That's the affirmed
entry
point, Barry. That's the affirmed entry point, okay? Because it's applicative to an actual topic. These guys, okay, we're all familiar with the phenomena in Hexco, right, Brandon and Barry, of the sacrifice pool. Now, when I was headhunted into this thing that I thought was a think tank, but in retrospect, I'm not sure if it was product development or a CIA fishnet, but I do know.
You look fucking puzzled, baby. I love it.
I do know that, some people that the community will know were involved in an exercise of trying to get the multi-sig on the Gnosis wallet to work so that this sacrifice pool could be trustless. Right, gentlemen. As we went forward, it became apparent that this sacrifice pool in particular that I'm talking about, and it is not the beautiful, lovely.
Legion. I think their name's Legion, right? I'm saying it right. Legion.
Yeah, Legion's the one. Legion VC. That's Yashdeep and Wendy Sertenis and Motley, and a lot of other guys. Crypto Vince again. Excellent Hexicans.
I trust that man. That's all.
Now, well, you just said to where this was going to go. If an agreement was entered into with one of these sacrifice pools based on the quality of trust.
Oh, yeah.
And in the interim, for real tangible reasons, the trust was evaporated. That's a strange kind of place to be, don't you think?
I would say that you're absolutely right, but I think that what happened is human beings went, and we understand behavioralism, and we understand social skills, and we said these have these people align with my morality, with my belief system, with my honor, my integrity. And because we had real times, they're like, hey, come over here and fucking 3 times your money, bro, and go from having a decent amount to having more than you need. And I can never thank these people enough. And that's what ℍ𝕖𝕣𝕣 is to me. That's what PulseChain, all that is. That's why we're like, we get up every day. We don't consider working all day for PulseCon as work. Because
Hexicans are the hardest working retirees.
It's not work, man. If you love what you do, it's a cliche. If you love what the fuck you do, it's not work.
Yes, no doubt.
And all I'm saying is all these technical things are important to technical people. To me, I met some nice people. We had real relationships. We took advantage of opportunities. We understood when the cross came, and I go, I waited 40 years to fucking say that's it. And I put every penny I was in. You should have heard Dr. J. Dr. J's like, she says, hey, can I read that? I said, sure. She goes, it says don't put your money in here because you're never going to get it back. I go, when he says that, I hear him say, I'm Peter Pan, okay, and I'm Willy Wonka, and you're Charlie, baby, and don't give the gobstopper to fucking Slugworth, and you're fucking a billionaire. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm in. I got t-shirts, bitch.
Oh,
it's never gonna change for me.
I gotta tell you, it's not an enviable position to know that the 3 or 4 principles in any sacrifice, holding control of any sacrifice wallet that you contributed to, like, all hate your guts, and this is your children's future. You can abide. Okay. I crunch my numbers. I let Kool-Aid crunch the numbers with me. Another couple people I trust. Turns out,
I fucking love that. I love that. Larry's
couple hundred must have fell in between the cracks of the floor. It's not worth raising a stink over. But it's just disconcerting. I have nobody to blame but myself at the end of the day, right? Because when you're there and you're swept up in the impetus of the tribe and 70 people are going, we're going to do this. It's going to be great. We're going to do this. It's going to be great. We're great. Yay. Fuck you, dude. You use big words, cocksucker. Now, the fucking really troubling fucking part of this is it's like, I mean, when you start getting into family member shit, dude, that's fucking insane, dude. Like blood feuds and shit.
Like, I think it goes down to know, like, and trust. I don't know I can trust them. I know them, I like them, and I trust them. And I
anticipate that there will be no issues with Legion. I anticipate 0 issues with Legion.
Well, that's why. That's why you did it, right? Because you knew him and you trusted him.
I went with Legion for one. The other one I went with, I don't think I'll ever go ever in the rest of my life, even if it's a good friend. I don't think I didn't do any of those. And it's because of what he just said. It's because I'm a relative newcomer. I've established relationships. I hadn't seen many of these people before Vegas. So I didn't know anybody. So I created my own little pool with families and friends, people that I knew, because I knew them and I trusted them. Yeah. Your group predates. Well, I'm sorry. I'm conflating your sacrifice group and your community.
Yeah.
Your community predates your time as a Hexican, correct?
And here's the thing. I didn't even tell my community about this pool that I was creating because I quite honestly didn't want that responsibility on my back. So I did it with my friends and family only. And because I didn't, that's a lot of money that I was putting in, and that's a lot of trust to put into somebody you don't know. So I just didn't do it, but I'm not knocking anybody who did because those relationships have been established.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing you can notice is like when you go to San Diego and a guy named Mitch comes up and he's got the fucking real world-ish 5-story fucking 10-bedroom place and he's treating us like kings. Well, you listen to what he says at 3 at night. You know what I mean? Because he's got something to say. When you run into like a guy like Casey, I'm not going to dox Casey, but Casey has a high level position in Napa. It's not Joe Shit the Ragman in Sonoma. It's Napa. So why was he so nice to us? Why was he so real? Because he's real. Knows real. Nice. And no disrespect, Thothschild, but the 5 people you fucking hang around are the motherfuckers you act like. And that's all I can tell you.
Oh, you mean because I don't hang around with anybody?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you hang around with people that you don't like them, then and it's all, hey, everybody, let's go fucking swimming.
Now you're gonna get me talking nuance because there's no chance on earth you would be trying to give me any lessons or tell me.
I'm not giving you any lessons. All I'm saying is that I only did I did what I did relentlessly and aggressively because these people know me. They like me. They trust me. They want to see me get ahead. And they asked me to join them with something. And when I went in with 3 fucking hands, T-Money says, hey, dude, that's a lot of money. None of us is doing that. Why are you doing that? I said, we're in your house. Yeah. You're a grown man in your own house, but please don't take your coat off. Please send my goddamn money to Vince. And guess what? The next morning they cut the fucking thing off. Hex dropped like 12 cents overnight and they cut the fucking fund off. And I was on the side. It was like Star Wars, bro. How did I get under the fucking door? That's how I feel. And I felt that way since that second, Thothschild. So I'm saying, God bless me, Jackie Hexican. That lady, if you don't know her, get to know her. Because I got a DM. She goes, hey, this is Jackie. We hung out, J Mills, blah, 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 right? And they said, do you want to do this? And I was like,
this sounds like a real Hexican to me.
I think I just got fucking rich, is what I told myself. And I put all the money in. I was at T-Money's door when he wasn't home yet. How fucking creepy is that? I'm like, I go,
standing out there with your racks. Standing out there with your racks.
Exactly, dude. So I get what you're saying, but if I would have tried to figure out what technical analysis, what anyone, and I love Gerardo, I watched this kid for months, but what made it happen for me is somebody said, hey, dude, we changed our life. We're good people. We like you. Do you want to do this with us? And I didn't ask 2 fucking questions. I sent my fucking money. Yeah. And at that time, I didn't even know how to send the money, Brandon. I didn't even know how to send my own fucking money. I only have owned Hex, Pulse, and PulseChain. That's it. And Tony has to play the buttons with me back in the day when we started.
Let's not get it twisted, brothers, right? Because here's the real fact, and I've said this numerous times in numerous formats. If there's 300,000, let's say, individuals globally in the Hexican PulseChainiac community tonight, it's going to be more tomorrow. I love, respect, will lock shields with 299,995 of them. I will take those. I will take those percentages, my friend. I will take those percentages.
Okay, there's some fuckers you don't like. I get it. I get it.
No, I've been done dirty.
Fuckers you loathe. There's some fucks in this community.
The one blood relative said, "Cuz I am so sorry to break this to you." I said, "What? What's wrong? What's wrong?" He said, "I read about it. That Richard Hart is a fucking scammer. And that Hex is gonna be a rug pull." I said, okay, and this is a true story. I am not embellishing.
Look, I read that today, dude.
Let me finish my thought, Barry. He says, I say, okay, well, we're trading coins or tokens, right? We're investor cousins. We're gonna work together. I'm gonna give you Hex. Doobie-doobie-doobie-doop. You're gonna give me Safe Moon. Oh, yeah. Thanks, fuckhead. He dumped it. He dumped his bag of Safe Moon and didn't even tell me that he was doing it. Didn't even tell his cousin that he made buy this shit. Meanwhile, he's in Hexaco. He's in Hexaco now. Do. And then he goes, I heard you're in a cool group and it's not the main one. I said, yeah, it's the first time in my life I can recognize that I had something that you didn't have that was better. I kind of like feeling this way. He says, that's all right, cuz. That's all right, cuz. You're going to just give me on in there because that's the right thing to do because we stick together. We're cousins. We're blood. I said, yeah, but you were only an hour away when my mom died and you didn't even come to that. Oh, don't you worry about Chumley. You didn't understand the situation. Then you don't now. Just introduce me to that fella. So I introduced him. The last time I think I ever spoke to that fucker, and I used to change his diaper. I'm done. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Hey guys, by the way, please use them tongs.
Brandon, just take us an hour to circle back. Like, dude, this is awesome.
Listen,
You
the
know
one
what?
guy
You know,
had the
Thothschild,
audacity to
I know
tell me I should be
99 reasons
different.
more why I love you. I love you, Thothschild. I love every fucking bit of you. All of it.
Thank
God
you,
bless you.
Barry. I know that's genuine. You're going to make me cry again. Don't even talk.
I don't care about you, but we can move past that.
Oh, you and I are going to have a blast, motherfucker. I can't wait. We should work out a whole routine where we just crack on each other mercilessly.
You know what's fun, Brandon? You got carte blanche. I said, T-Money, let's not do anything. Let's just throw him some raw meat and a bucket of fucking water and give him 20 minutes in front of everybody. So,
I'm down. Whatever you want, boss.
You guys make it happen. I just want to come on here and say I love Thothschild. It's nice meeting you. I met you in person at the party with ℍ𝕖𝕣𝕞𝕗𝕦𝕝𝕝. ℍ𝕖𝕣𝕝𝕝's badass, man. That dude's heart's in the right place.
Dude, Barry, you were dressed pretty fly.
TV's awesome.
I remember that conversation we had, and you had a lot of nice things to say about me. So I appreciate you, man.
Well, at the end of the day, I said that I thought you were a G6, right? Remember, and this is why I thought that. So I took 2 minutes and decided why I thought that. But I'm going to wrap up my 30 minutes. No disrespect, it's been an hour and a half. But I did. I wanted to give everybody a little 16 on what I'm thinking about, Thothschild. Just tell me what you think.
Bring it, brother.
I'm a plebe in their shit coin ambusher. A Richard Hart finished products flow pusher. Bushwhacking and waylaying. He's after money and pulse chains paying. Yeah. Like a top, I got your head spinning. It's a new game called Get a Clue. Richie's winning. Like Mr. Mustard in the study with a candlestick. He's known to hit a lick. Stacking dollars by the bricks. Bob your neck. This PulseCon fucking rhyme is sick.
Yeah! Boom!
Thothschild, much peace to you. Brandon, don't go changing to fucking please anybody. Everybody else, buy your goddamn tickets and quit bitching about the fucking price. If you had to pay the bills ID, you'd say we're not charging goddamn enough.
Yo, it's true.
You got 100 days.
You know what? It's the reason human beings in this country wait until the night before to do their term paper, guys. It's going to happen. We're going to get the numbers we need.
That's why we sell 3,000 tickets and the place holds 4. So come on, your last nighters, we got you. Guys, I don't know how to turn this off. I'm going to go get T-Money.
Okay.
Thanks again.
I will help you, my friend.
And if you say he's new, is he a rube? Sure. Do I got a bunch of fucking what I need to have to change my life? Bet your ass. And that's all that mattered when I started this.
You got people who love you, brother. That's for sure, too.
All right. See you guys.
Good
Thanks
to see
for
you, buddy.
coming. Bless the Rainmaker, ladies and gentlemen. That right there was cool because it's episode 5, and I got my first appearance by the legendary. Oh, where's it at? Here it is. Barry McCullers, known as. There he is. Look at that. Look at that handsome devil. I love this man. I won't show the other side because I know I'd dox you if I did that, huh? But anyway, there he is. And this guy, no big deal. It's, what is it, a Wednesday night, Brandon?
Wednesday night.
Yeah, he shows up and he just, I don't know, afterthought decides to change my life and the trajectory of it. Okay.
How's it make you feel?
I don't know, dude.
This is T-Money, and this is the
holy shit.
The end of Rainmaker for Rio's part.
Okay.
Portion. So
okay.
Hey, we'll see you on the flip side.
Yeah. What up, my brother?
R2R.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Good, fantastic.
Good.
I just jumped in to say hi, and that's it. I got another business deal right now.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about the lateness, T-Money.
No worries. I'll see you next time. All right.
Dude,
so R2R, we'll be in touch.
Yeah. Be good, buddy.
Yeah, man. I owe you some email stuff.
Cool. Sounds good. Bye.
Hey, thanks for all the work you're doing, brother. For all the Hexicans and PulseChainiacs in the chat, I would like to thank T-Money for his effort. He is always thinking holistically, thinking big for this community. And I know it's like a cliche, but T-Money is literally pumping all of our bags.
It's incredible. I'll get you guys some. Hey, Hex Luther, I got to get on your show. We got a lot of updates to get you. So you just watch it tonight, Saturday on Pulsification. We're going to give you some updates. I'll go on your channel too, R2Rs, to get you some updates.
Luther's just the man for that job. Good shit.
Perfect. Awesome. Bye, guys.
Be good, buddy.
Wow, I love it. That is great. Guys, man, what the fuck? Like the new guy. Oh my goodness. I was gonna, that was one of the things, Brandon, I was gonna do tonight. But real quick, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, that was Tony, the T Money, fucking like, I forget if he's OG or like first couple months, but I call him OG. He's an OG Hexican, and he's always working hard for the whole community. And then he stops up in here, Thothschilds channel, Mind Spray. I'm blown away tonight. This is, wow. Brandon.
This is your show, man. You're doing well.
I didn't think it was ever, I don't think I was legitimately ever going to get it off the ground, if I'm being honest.
Well, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Compared to the beginning of this stream, compare that to now, to currently, how do you feel?
The same. Yeah. The only thing that I feel any kind of anxiety or negativity in that kind of an experience is that your time is going away from you, each of you, Ninja, Chopstick, Quinn, Gen Hex, Thomas Turner, Luther, WHOPPER, 1S, all your time's going away. It's the most valuable asset that you have in your incarnation. And if I just sucked up, 10, 20, 30 minutes of it, that kind of makes me feel like shit. But as far as like me being like anxious or embarrassed because I might look foolish, like those days are gone. Like I'll come on this motherfucker in my boxers if I have to.
Well, do you remember what I told you when we were talking on Telegram voice chat? I said, you think that you're doing this for everybody else, which is one positive benefit.
Yes, yeah,
but,
you did say this. Yes, you
but
did.
Here's the key: if you keep doing this, man, that feeling that you're feeling, this is your therapy. And you don't realize it, but it's gonna go away. It's gonna take a long time, but it's gonna go away. It's gonna make you a better person, man. So you got to understand that you're helping yourself and you're helping other people. It's a beautiful marriage, in my opinion.
Man, thank you for reminding me of some of those macro things that can really only be viewed with any kind of authority after you put in the time. I mean, this is going to sound so fucked up, but if I say it to you guys, it's because A, I love you, B, I trust you, and C, I want you to rest assured that like it has been fucking blood and bone hard earned. Okay. It wasn't just, I came out and I was like, hey, I'm on point, but it's like, when you get wide enough in your mind of considering all factors, all integers, context. Now, of course, there's probably a woman on this planet who's going to disagree that I have this kind of sight. But my point is, not too many things fucking surprise me. Like, I don't know if it's a feature of being like a Libran or what, but I could see the value in everybody's side. Even though like that's not my thing, I could see right where he's coming from, right where he's coming from, right where she's coming from, right where they're coming from, and how each of them legitimately thinks that like they're like right on, and maybe quite possibly they are, at least wherever moral relativism isn't concerned, because you and I have had great conversations about that as well.
Yeah, it's this entire experience, it's absolutely mind-blowing, man. The whole being on YouTube and this and that, and I give you a ton of credit because you're doing what most people won't do in their lives because they're too afraid. And you said, screw all that. And you're hopping in here, man. You're getting in the fight. And the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. And you're going to be showing everybody that, man. And I love it about you. It's not easy. I get anxious to this day, dude. I'm sitting here in the green room like, well, hell, what the hell am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? One of my biggest worries personally is getting on stream and just drawing a blank. And you got to kind of just,
you're so good, dude.
Bro, no, it's very difficult, man. It's not easy. It's not normal. It's not natural. It's not natural to talk into like a camera to nobody.
Right. Yeah. It's like throwing a fastball or a slide or curve rather with your arm. It's like,
well, fortunately,
you fuck your arm up.
you said something earlier that cracked me up. You said I talk to myself too much. Well, fortunately, that skill is going to pay off very well as a YouTuber. So keep talking to yourself, keep practicing, man, because that's what makes it go, brother. You've seen my port streams. I have no idea what I'm going to go there and talk about. It makes me nervous.
Ladies and gentlemen of Hexicans and PulseChainiacs freaks, if you have not yet watched like a rags to riches Brandon, where okay, let me lay it out for you.
Yeah.
Slightly disheveled. You know he stinks a little bit, right? Sometimes he's got bloodshot eyes. They're hidden behind that thing. You think he's hydrating, but we don't really know. It's like the same thing. You don't know if he's got pants on right now. You don't know what's in that thing. And he's out there and he's enthusiastically talking to and waving to every single human being that enters like a certain radius. Like people across the street, he's like, hey, hi, how you doing? Yeah. They're like, what is you doing up there, Crack?
Yeah, man.
Like, I'm streaming. I don't even know what the fuck that is. He done lost his goddamn mind. Keep walking.
Dude, they think I do nothing. Everybody thinks that my wife supports me. Everybody thinks that. So,
he's a kept man, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a kept man. I'm just sitting on the porch in like 90-degree weather, just spying on the whole neighborhood like a 90-year-old Jewish grandmother.
You're like, oh, I was out there playing some soccer today. I was like, man, I wish we got some cutaway footage of Brandon out there ripping up the fucking up the midfield, lawnmower.
Oh yeah, lawnmower. And I planted a tree too. That was a lot of fun. Nice. Did you see me plant the tree?
I heard about it. I heard it was like really touching, man.
I don't know if it was touching.
I'm way behind. I love Scrabble, AwildSJ. How come I knew that you were gonna love Scrabble, dear? Oh man, these are great people. So
except for 𝕋𝕙𝕠𝕥𝕙𝕚𝕝𝕕, everybody's pretty good. Shout out to WHOPPER. Shout out to Hexicans, 𝕍𝕬𝕐𝕐, what's up, HexLuther? HexDex, what's up?
These are all our people, man.
These are the people, man. And this is the cool thing. This is the cool thing about going to Vegas. I was able to walk into these rooms with people that I only knew existed in the ether.
Right.
And I was able to walk up to these people and talk to them, and it felt like family. That was so cool to me. I've never had that experience before.
Oh, I love hearing the way that Wales tells it, man. Like his story of that first Hex gathering, because he's really, he's an honest dude, obviously, but he's transparent about it. And he's just like, man, I don't even know what I was like feeling. Like I was not feeling it. I was not going to go. Like I cannot be bothered with this. I am definitely not going to some cryptocurrency coin fan club bullshit. You know what I mean? And he gets out there and he says it changed his whole fucking life. Like it was already changed. And he said that was like the next tier, the next level, because there was no pretense. There wasn't a whole lot of fear or anxiety. There was just embracing and love. And I'll tell you, even that little bit, God, I'm jealous of you guys that you got to see like the conference. Like, oh, by the way, Cosmic Cowboy, you and I need to talk. And this is true because I don't count too many esotericists in Hexicans. I think you and I are the guys. Get at me. But anyway, I'm in that. And that was a pretty cool mansion, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. And the thing that when you join a new community, it's kind of like, it's like a second chance at life. It's a clean slate.
Fucking right.
Right. So it's a really cool opportunity for a lot of people. There's just so many things that you would never have understood to be important about your relationship with these crazy asses on Twitter and social media. That really helps.
Familiar. Dude, that's where I was going with what the story I was just telling, is that you were all familiar to me. Mm-hmm. You were all like, there's Elliot Brand. That's my brother. Like we talk nice on stream a couple times. Here he is, and it's just like, we don't even miss a beat. Amazing conversations, amazing high fives and hugs, amazing plans for the future. I'm like, I got to that's one thing I'm going to do on this show in the next month is I'm going to post my pics because it'll trip you out a little bit. You know what I mean? To see Rags Brand and Thoughts together in a photo. It'll trip you out to see Hodl Dog standing right here and me laughing, and you see all my fillings and broken teeth, and then you see Tim Benjamin leaning in with his top hat, and then another top hat motherfucker, Luther's there. Now, this was a big surprise too, because you think certain people are tiny and certain people are going to be giants. Well, Hodl Dog, fuck that. He's huge.
Yeah.
Fucking, I thought just by their faces that Blue Bum was going to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Luther was going to be like that kid from high school who fought every day because he had a Napoleonic complex. I was completely fucking wrong, dog.
Yeah.
Fucking Luther, I'm 6'1", between 6'1" and 6'2" myself. Luther was like right there. In fact, he kind of looked like this because he had that fucking top hat on. He looked like the goddamn the crazy motherfucker from Alice in Wonderland. That's the hat. Blue Bum, on the other hand, I thought he was going to dunk on me when I met him. And he was just like, right here. I was like, this is okay.
One thing I learned about that man, he's
a great guy.
He's a great guy. He's very sharp, but like, he's one of those people where like, you can't say the wrong thing in front of him because he will correct your ass. He's all about like accuracy. He's very, very sharp and he's skeptical.
Maybe that's why he don't talk to me no more, because
that's probably why.
Heavy shit. Heavy shit. The heaviest.
Oh Lord.
I probably shouldn't have taken them fucking, 16 mushroom caps right before I had a Blue Bum conversation.
Yeah, that's not typically what you'd want to do with Blue Bum. No.
I'm like, hi God. Good to see you, God. Hi, Blue Bum. Good to see you too, Blue Bum. Thothschild, that's God. Hi, God.
He's got some dancing feet too, man. He was dancing the whole time. Every time I saw him, dude's dancing, like in the street, at the party. SJ,
a lot of people dancing. A lot of people dancing around the edge of that fucking pool that like 10 of them fell in. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Boosh. Like that deep.
I met SJ, and I think I started talking to her, and I'm like, I completely thought she was somebody else for like the first 10 minutes of our conversation.
Wow, that's a theme. That's a theme.
I'm not even sure if I've told her that, but that's what happened until I realized, okay, different person. But you have a doppelganger out there, SJ. Just want to let you know that.
I'm so embarrassed, man, because she was introduced to me on stream. I tell this story a couple times too, so forgive me, Hexicans, if you've heard it, but she was sitting behind Kool-Aid in one of the whale streams. And Kool-Aid, he's captivating the audience, and she's there behind him like, who's this chick in the room with dude, man? She's just chilling. Oh, look, she hit the joint. That's pretty cool, yo. Okay, so they're in there together and hanging out. And at one point, Sir Lawrence says, hey, everybody, I just want you to meet, so-and-so. I can't remember if she said she's a student. She's in my tribe, where he's got all the different programmers and gifted, talented people in his mastermind group, and she's in it. This is her hello to Hexaco moment. And we all are polite and we say hello. And he goes, so this is the young lady that's going to be narrating Sci-Vive and Sci-Vive. So what's that? What happens with burning her? It reverberates around in my brain and then leaves forever.
Yeah.
I wake up at Rainmakers in Vegas. I drove 16 hours. I got there. I fell over. They gave me 3 hots and a cot or what the fuck ever. 2 hours of sleep. I'm pissed off, dude. I'm not feeling too good. And I get this alert, and it's whales only on Twitter. And he goes, what the fuck is happening at that fucking conference? And I was like, oh, I'm in Las Vegas. I should see what's going on at the conference. So I turn on the thing. Who is this redhead bitch with the puppy dog hat on talking to Richard? Hi, I ain't never seen her. Oh, she's kind of cute. Oh, she's smart too. Fuck. All right, cool. Well, that is definitely the first time I've seen that one. Oh, that's the first time I've seen that one too. And that one. A lot of those at that PulseCon live stream. Okay, that's 2. I'm so embarrassed. 3 hours later, I go to 𝕍𝕬𝕝𝕝.
Yeah.
There's a girl in a pretty white dress with red hair, red short hair. She's very pretty herself, but she's got a very sharp mind. And it took me, a while because I'm standing there far away. Probably looked really creepy. I'm in retrospect, SJ, thanks for being nice to me and actually talking to me, because I'm like around the corner, like, Who is that? Can't break through. Can't break through. Same girl, all three. I didn't add it up until we started shooting the shit.
Yeah, I thought she was.
Oh, here she is. Here she is.
She had like a pink thing going on in her hair right here, and so did Hexicans, I think. Yeah, just like that. There she is.
There she is. There she is. What up, SJ? You hear a shit talking?
Yeah, all day.
So that was I don't know whether that was an example of Thothschilds' theorem of serendipitous synchronicity, or if it was just an example of Thothschild being a fucking burn victim. You tell me.
No, I love it. I think that was definitely a synchronistic thing. I mean, like you had to talk. You were like, you.
Mm-hmm. That's because I was like, it's all clicking like in slow motion. It's like,
yeah.
Ching, ching. Same.
I thought you were Hexicans, SJ.
I get it. All right. That was a compliment. She's lovely.
Yeah, she was in my chat, and I always saw the pink thing going on with her hair, and you had the same thing. I'm like, oh god, I thought I was talking to. You guys kind of look similar in one of her pictures, so I was in one of her profile pics, so I was curious about it.
Yeah. She is lovely. And I get that mistake. I mean, we're both into foodies as well. Like I found a really kindred spirit in her. Big fan of Hexicans. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing how many of those you actually run into, the percentage of them just in this community? You know, this is the fuel of why I came up and I formalized this, you know, Thothschilds' theorem of serendipitous synchronicity and the postulate of soul group incarnation is what I'm calling it. I mean, it's real. I hear people talk about it all the time.
Yeah, soul group for sure. I mean, I heard you mention Cosmic Cowboy a little bit earlier. That's someone else, and Kool-Aid. I mean, these are people that Kool-Aid is someone that I've known for years outside of this space, and I mean, we've obviously resonated on this very, like, you know, similar level for totally different reasons, and then all of a sudden, here we are. You know,
here you are.
And
yeah, man.
He knew it too. He knew I would get into streaming. It was like, you know, like he knew it before I did. So thank you.
Your friends can call it. Yeah. That's so cool.
For encouraging me. Bags that, you know, what you just said a little bit earlier, you know, hearing you thank Thoughts for what he's doing right now. Like, absolutely. Like, I agree with that sentiment completely. I love it.
It's not normal. It's not a normal feeling, is it, to stream? It's a horrible feeling, but it teaches you a lot about yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never thought, leave it to you, man. Like, I never, ever thought of it from that angle. And now, like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and look at my camera and be like,
dude, you know how much you pay a therapist for this? You just get to do it for free, bro. You're good, man. Every day, as much as you want.
When you just said that right the fuck now, I thought of that because right now, and SJ will know, like, okay, I'm admittedly gone, fucked up. During the gardening months, I am much improved, you know, because I'm 5-6 months. I'm out there sweating, getting dirty, communing with nature. And I got that going on right now. So Thothschild's in a relatively good place. Don't tempt fate. And now you bring up a good point. It's like, now I'm doing this too. So what's my life going to be? The kids, some streaming and high quality involvement with my favored, chosen favored community, and some gardening. Like, all right, I think
think about what happened before YouTube is around. What did people do to kind of work things out? They'd have a diary, right? Mm-hmm. And the ability to think is transposed on paper with the ability to write, but also the ability to think is transposed out in the open air by the ability to talk and think things out. So it's very therapeutic and a very good exercise, just generally speaking, to keep your brain sharp, I think.
Yeah, I agree completely. Anyone remember LiveJournal?
What was LiveJournal?
LiveJournal was just an online journal, basically. You would just
okay.
Privacy.
Yeah.
To, you know, if you wanted certain people or friends or just anyone, it was similar to really kind of Facebook. I think before Facebook became,
so it was like public confessions type
mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
So like,
because you wanted it to be.
I went in the men's room and there was a hole in the wall, and I knew
No,
I
thoughts. Bad thoughts, down thoughts.
trying to understand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's comic relief. Waka waka. These are the days, my friends. These are the days. Okay. Yeah, 1S said hi, SJ. You know her. That's my justice and law girl, man. She kicks that science.
Sorry.
Good people. So check this out. You guys, let me know what you think. Because you're both streamers, right? I was going to do this Hex variety show, and it was designed to kind of have 5 aspects, okay, to it. 5 chapters to every show. Now, you know, working dad, you know, like this is not the kind of thing I would be banging out, you know, every week. I think it would be kind of like a once a month or a bi-weekly kind of thing, you know, but it would be like a Hex variety show hosted by a Johnny Carson, who was sort of Hunter Thompson, sort of Grandmaster Flash. I don't know. So it's got 5 different segments, and there would be like a monologue naturally, because I want to, you know, just, you know, force my view into everybody's consciousness as frequently as possible. And then there would be desk time. And this desk time thing, I just keep building on it. And I get so excited when I think about doing this show and having desk time, because in that portion that would be set aside, naturally you're sitting, you know, the way that they did back in the, you know, 50s, 60s, 70s, you know, when Carson was hosting, and you just have a conversation, but then you'd have feature pieces too. Like maybe this week we'll have Gafar Ellis reporting from Jamaica, and he's going to talk about charity efforts in Hexaco globally, you know. And then this next week or later in the show, we have Crypto King, and he's like the ace promoter, marketer, you know, he's always out there doing something. And I was thinking, just going through and getting like a list of 20, 30, 40 of us and the thing we do. And that would be kind of in the desk time. One portion of that, and this is why I brought it up, I want to do a segment called Area. And it would be kind of a high-speed interview with preferably 3 Hexicans from the same place. So, for example, if I got with Aussies and I wanted to do the boys in Australia, like, let's see what, you know, Blue Bum, Hexmac, and Tangent are doing. Bam, all in the same episode. Rapid fire questions, see what the 3 of them say. The other day I was thinking, and Romanian Dan, thanks, you guys fucked this one up for me. But I was going to do a Montana. I was going to start the whole series off, the Area, with Montana. So I would need help with number 3, but I know number 1 and 2 is Hextech and MT Coiner. Who would be number 3?
Isn't Hextech from Montana?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He would be
okay.
one of my Montana guys. Yeah. So who would be 3? Hextech. Who else is Montana? Is MT here, by the way? I'm getting so behind on this chat, man.
Missoula, Montana is one of my favorite places in the States.
I've never been to that one.
It's just so chill. It's like Austin. It's similar to Austin. I feel like it's Austin maybe like 30 years ago. It was.
Are you from Austin?
Little college town. What's that?
Are you in Austin?
I sure am.
Oh,
for
cool.
the next 5 days.
Oh, okay. 5 days?
Yeah, 5
more
days.
Are you still going to the Midwest like you told me?
Yeah, for the summer. Yep. And then we'll be back in Austin again.
Nice.
Well, we might have to hook up with you guys.
Yeah,
he's in Montana.
Yeah, I'm heading to the Cubs game, actually, because
you poor
timing
dear.
wise, it works out.
You poor dear. So tonight went screwy as hell, which seems to be kind of a feature.
I think it went very well, actually.
It did come off. Yeah, I'm saying from the point of view of like I had this thing designed. I mean, come on, I'm a hip hop kid. I'm used to going off the cuff, extemporaneous. You know, I play jazz guitar. We don't write nothing down, but I kind of had this formalized a little bit because there were things that I wanted to cover. You know, you never want to forget people and their kindnesses. That's a big part of it, I think, for me.
Yo, you know Immortal Technique, Dance with the Devil?
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh my God. Are you kidding? I told Wales the other day on his stream, I said, "You are the Hexican that reminds me the most of Immortal Technique." And he says,
Because he sounds like him.
well, he says, "I got kicked out of Penn State." I said, "When did you get kicked out of Penn State?" He told me. I said, "Dude, you do know that fucking Felipe Coronel, Immortal Technique, got kicked out of Penn State too." He was like, "No shit." I was like, "Yeah, and he's from the 5 boroughs too." I think
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know if he's from the Bronx. He might be Queens. No. Immortal Technique's got to be Harlem. That's right. But anyway, that's just wild, isn't it? Because he already reminds you of him.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, how do you think that album cover ultimately went over with the entire cabinet of the, who presidency up against the bullet holes?
Well, they definitely they were outspoken when it came to that, for sure, politics. But that was music back then. I think you saw like a lot of it in the mid to late 90s into the early 2000s, man. Music got massively political from a hip hop standpoint. You saw that shift.
Yeah. Because the kids that were listening, the Public Enemy had to try and do something in that vein with guitars in their basements and garages. That's the way I see it, So then you got your Ragies and all that little shit.
There was different movements in the past. There was, political movements back in the late 50s, 60s, 70s. You saw that with rock and this and that. But then, it's rinses, it washes, it recycles. You got the pendulum.
Right. I was into a really revolutionary 60s, 70s label called Black Jazz. And you want to talk about like Afro power movement, like Doug and Gene Carn, amazing harmo-melodicist, musicians. They just sounded like a cascade of angels of this husband and wife duo. But it was like really like fucking shit, dude. Like they were not fucking around. And it's strange to me. Do you think that, guys, either of you, do you see that rising again?
We'll be more specific, maybe
as a subcurrent, it's always going to be. But I mean, getting as above ground as it did back in those days, if you get what I'm saying.
I feel like it would spread differently.
Yeah.
Moving forward, it's a different age in terms of how the message is spread. But I feel like also music's always almost had a political edge to it or a political vein to it, right? Something, because it's, the song of the people is often revolutionary.
Well said.
I agree 100%. Because what does music do? It attaches itself to your heart, and that's where things move. That's where the passion comes from. That's what will motivate somebody to wake up and go out to a rally or meet up with friends and talk about things that are important. So with that same music playing in the background, mind you. So so it ties everything together. It's definitely a fabric. I agree.
So I love hearing Hex songs and Pulse Chain songs. Like it's just it's like, what? Yes. This is great.
I gotta try and get more on that novelty vein. I was just such a fucking snob as a musician for so long. I'm like, I don't like any of the Hexican hip hop, and I'm just like, well, I don't, I'm trying, but it doesn't sound like, what Dilla, like Madlib, Gangstar. I'm not hearing that, but I bet you it's coming. I got guys who said they'll contribute some songs to a channel. So maybe we should start a station, guys. Should we start a Hex music station?
Hex music station.
I mean, Hex Mac is running Hex Music and Telegram, but
that would be kind of cool to have like people man the fort 24/7, different genres, different shows. What would you play, SJ?
Oh, I'd be very eclectic. I think I would just do a total random mashup. Probably lots of 90s, grunge and emo, and then drum and bass and neuro funk and house music.
I started creating house music again. And because dude, I told my friend one time, she let me listen to some deep house, and I sat back and we were sitting in the car listening to it, and I just looked at her. I'm like, man, this is oxygen. Like that's how it made me feel. It's like I have to have this.
Mhm.
So whenever I used to create a lot, and then I fell off because I think the problem was I was creating for other people and I wasn't creating for myself. So once I found out that it's a whole lot more beneficial to create for yourself than other people, that's when you really unlock things, and that's when it makes it worth it. So I always I got into drum and bass. I got into tech house and house music, funky stuff too. And I just wish I lived in a city that had that culture, man, because it's so awesome to be around those types of folks, man.
Philly was popping.
I
consider myself really, really lucky. And I even had a sense of it when it was happening too. I mean, people are like, pretend that you know, we're in the Woodstock generation and you were in Haight-Ashbury or something like that, right? There was a feeling like that in Philly between 95 and I guess it started to fall when you would expect it to start to degrade was 2001. But there was a really special period. And my friend Tony Skiro, who I don't know if he's living in Europe now, but he owned Fluid. And Fluid was the fucking club. And let me tell you how Fluid was the club. This is where Diesel Boy now was holding down his thing. But then you had the Roots holding down Monday nights with Cosmo Baker. Big Rich Medina running an Afrobeat night. And then there was a bunch of big house parties because I wasn't as much into that. But some of my friends were the house guys. And it was almost like the preeminent people in each genre had a residency at Fluid. It was an amazing time, dude. It was amazing. And we felt there was a day when I was walking down the street and I saw no less than maybe 7 or 8 musicians from other like places. Like the guys from Arrested Development were there just like having some coffee. This is after Tennessee came out. And then the Strokes were like on the next corner, which was odd because one of my projects, which was like a jazz fusion funk group, actually opened for them at the 5 spot. Fractal Arc opened for the Strokes. We smoked them. But it was a place and time is my point. Oh, Goldie, that's right. Goldie and Tricky, who hated each other's guts, you know, in as far as jungle goes. One's down on one end of South Street and the other was down here. And like they have advanced scouts, like bully boys who are ready to like kill each other. Oh my God. It was a beautiful, beautiful time.
Thoths, you know what else is very beautiful, man?
What's that?
The place where I lay my head at night to sleep.
I knew you were gonna say that. All right, well, look, you guys have really done me a massive honor by coming through and paying, you know, giving us some support, lending support to the channel, lending credibility, because you two have both already put in your work, okay, for your credibility and for your reputations. So for you guys to come here and, I guess, for lack of a better term, lend me some of that credence, it's just like, wow, I'm humbled. I'm humbled.
Thank you for having us on your channel, man. That means a lot to us too, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It's hot fire. It's hot fire. It's hot fire.
See, that's why nobody else does that. You do that. So that it's just the little things, man. It's the little things.
I don't want to look
The little
stupid.
things.
Bro, if you get a turkey call or a duck call, I love you long time.
That's all you, dog. That's all you. Okay, you do that. Grow that beard. You're growing your beard, right?
Yeah, we're going full blown Methuselah as soon as Pulse Chain launches. And I'm not shaving until 1000X. That's the deal with it. It's gonna be down to here. It'll be great.
A question: are you allowed to do pugilism like traditional boxing with a beard like that?
Well, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, you could. You could. I'd probably braid it.
Hey man, I saw a Samoan guy's thing get ripped out of the back. Okay, I'm sorry. We're not gonna go there.
Go on.
Guys, thank you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, these are two of my favorite people. The one gentleman would be class of last year, streamer of the year. This young lady, I predict, is going to be the class of this year, streamer of the year. Maybe beating out human growth hormone. Oh, I'm sorry, Jim Rat. Beating out Jim Rat Crypto at the finish line for Hexicans most beloved streamer, year 3. Psych. I'm going to jump ahead of all you motherfuckers. Woo!
That's right.
I hope so. That's what we want. That's what we want, because we all win. I'm out of here, bro. I'm getting out of here. Stop talking. I can't handle it anymore. Goodbye.
I love you, Brand. I can't wait.
Love you too, man. SJ,
Can't
be
wait.
good. Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
All right. Bye now.
Ciao.
Man, so classic. I'm really blown away. This is what this community is about. This is what it's about, guys. It's fucking mind blowing. Look at me. I'm like a little girl. Oh, fudge. Hey, man, we made it. Goofball. How many do we have yet? Not a whole hell of a lot. Finn, did you ever come? I had a list of everybody who got an invite. If anybody else, what time is it anyway? Oh, it's not that bad. If anybody wants a let me get down here to the bottom. If anybody wants a link and wants to hop in, Romanian Dan. Noise. I have spectacles. Other ones somewhere. And don't know where I put them. Yeah, but literally, guys, as long as you're not like some kind of psychopath, or I mean, you have to be a psychopath in order to be considered. Just bear with me for a moment. I will be right back. See, once I get this stream dialed in, guys, it's going to get better and better and better. I'm going to have like this Lawrence Welk, you know, like elevator music, like a really bad version of Girl from Ipanema that could play while I go drain a lizard or smoke a fatty or something. Just pretend with me. Yeah, what do we got? 9. Oh, we gaining people. Guys, I seriously got to go, and I don't have something to hold. I don't have a placeholder for the channel yet. So talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back. I'm back. Hex deck 16 says yes. Oh, Luther, you are Johnny on the spot, my brother. Thank you, thank you. Haha, there he is. Nice, nice. Hold on. Uno momento. This is kind of cool. Man, these are all like just like quality Hexicans, man. Wow. Hex Luther is in the stream with audio.
Can you hear me?
I sure can. You sound crispy clean, man. One of our Hexicans who knows how to buy a mic. How are you doing?
Or just the audio settings?
You sound good. What's going on, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Wild stream, that's for sure. I guess you guys got to see my set.
It's been a cornucopia of new faces. Well, not new faces, but new faces for your channel.
New faces for the Thothschild Variety Hour, brought to you by all of Richard Hart's shit. Richard Hart, he's got a lot of shit. Dude, this wallet. Ooh, I can't wait till this wallet comes, man. Global domination.
But let me ask you this. Have you had this thought? What do we need a token for the wallet?
Because more is cooler.
I don't know, man.
Hex.
Hey,
Dex.
what's up? Can you hear
Welcome,
me?
sir. How are
Howdy.
you? I can hear you crispy clean, sir.
All right, excellent. Howdy from Montana.
Yeah. Oh, God's country, huh?
Pretty nice. Not going to complain.
Well, I think you were asked this, or perhaps MT Coiner was asked this. I recall on a recent show, one of our regular fans asked, has your area been Californicated too much?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. I threw on the glasses because everybody was wearing glasses there. So
I
didn't want to be left out. You know.
tiniest ones. What I did was I put my seed phrase really big font right on the screen so that
Oh,
everybody.
nice.
Yeah.
You got any money in there?
Security. Oh, $3.
Okay. $3 is $3.
Got about $3 worth of safe moon.
Cost
left
you
in
10
it.
to send it.
Finance
Yeah.
smart chain wallet.
Cash that stuff out.
What an abortion that was an abortion of an experience. I mean,
Dump it into Hex.
dude, what are you talking about? My cousin convinced me to put like $300 into that thing, and that's what's left.
Oh man, trust me, those days.
Couldn't dump it, and you couldn't dump it. That was the thing. One of those.
Yeah. Well, anybody comes out with a coin that's called safe and moon, like in one word. Run. Please.
We said we were just going to fork it. When I was still getting along, we said we're going to fork it. We're going to call it Wrecked Moon, and we're going to be really, really upfront with everybody. We'll be like,
No, I think they called it Luna.
It got forked, bro. Stick
I
a
know
fork in
you
it.
did.
It's done.
I know you did.
That shit got wrecked.
There's so many horror stories. I love when Richard hits that groove. When Richard hits a groove and he starts sometimes he's off and he can only do 4 or 5, but when Richard hits a real groove and he lists like a dozen, like 16 projects that just crashed, burned, got hacked, died, took people's houses, like, oh, woo, it's no joke.
Yeah, but if you've been through it, I can personally say, I earned my stripes, so back in 2016, 2017 days. So we all go through it, everything sounds good on paper, everything looks good. And then, next thing wrecked.
Yeah.
But it's happening faster in this recent, iteration. I mean, just a lot is just.
I think that's kind of a characteristic of the maybe the zeitgeist, the paradigm right now is that we have an exponential amount of energy and of expansion, of knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And it's taking less time for it to happen. So I wonder if that quickening, and I guess that's kind of what it is, a quickening, is that quickening a feature of like everything? I was thinking about it in relation to my serendipitous synchronicities theorem. it's probably not just happening in Hexaco, but it is happening in Hexaco in such a super abundance, because here you have a concerted amount of attention, emotion, intelligence, and drive of a subset, right, of the human population, all single-pointedly believing in one another, believing in the product, believing in its founder, believing in everything about it. So it's like, my mom used to tell me that synchronicity would occur as she would say it in mom way. She would say, it's the universe's way of letting you know that you're on the right path, that you're answering the call. What if, yeah, man, the Hexican people are on the path, man?
Well, I mean, you have to do individual evaluation. I mean, code is code. So, I mean, that's the thing that I keep going back to. The fact is, like, you know, it doesn't matter like who you are, who I am, the different streamers that come on, like that code is going to operate, you know, irrespective of.
I said it at the end of the last episode, bro. I said it doesn't need you, but what needs you and you and you and you and you is me and him and her and us. We need each other in the community, but that code is like gravity doesn't give a fuck what your feelings are, right? It's the same thing.
Yep.
Okay, so I see Romanian Dan, who, I'm sorry, man, this guy and I are going to be working on some skits together on the show.
Romanian Dan, the guy that whole Russian thing in the coat, that was funny as hell.
A lot of intense personalities over on that Best Damn Crypto show. That famous, I love that kid, man. That kid takes so much critical energy off of my ass. I love me some famous, baby. You go, boy. I got your back, son. Way back. Let me see.
So you're going to be streaming, or you're going to be there talking live there at the PulseCon, huh? That's awesome.
That's exciting news.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I told Team Money, like, we're at the second meetup for Maddie's and stuff, and he's like talking about it. And I'm like, okay, just shoot me a message. I'll be there. It's kind of like entertainment.
Here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm not like, guys, here's the thing. This show and my efforts is ultimately not going to be the panel experience like every other Hexican show is, but tonight's a special occasion. I want to spend it with my brothers and sisters, and I'm just going to go ahead and drop this bad boy, you know, right in the chat. There's really nobody here that's going to abuse it. And if they tried, we'll just put them out. So, yep, I think that's the way to go.
You got the blockaroni button.
No. Oh, who are my wrenches? I know that I got Terrafin's one. I don't know if we saw him tonight.
I don't think I even have a wrench.
A wrench to be
beaten. I don't need
Chris, you have a wrench.
But I'm okay. You know, I don't need to do any work after work. So
yeah, I actually appreciate the streams that I don't have.
Right.
Yeah, you get to lay back. It's kind of different for you now. Huh? Wow. You do it pretty well, Luther. I mean, you have the right personality for it. You don't get like flustered. You kind of have the same, when things are going especially bad, you have the same facial expression on, and you don't look disturbed.
So you're saying I could play poker pretty well then, huh?
Pretty good.
There's been some moments. There has definitely been some moments.
We need a poker game at PulseCon.
That would be legit.
No, I'm not a gambling per se type person, but
more of an event.
Yeah. But just for fun, because I mean, that's one of the things that I learned during this whole vid thing was I started learning game theory stuff. Richard Richard's antithesis about gambling, but also about game theory. And so I'm combining it too. And as long as I'm just doing it online, I've not like put money into it, that type of thing, but it's pretty interesting.
You have a wrench. Side effects?
I know, right?
I need a wrench.
What's he smoking?
Put user in timeout. Hold on, I think I just did it. Oh, oh no! How do I undo that?
He's got to wait.
You just wrecked
300
somebody, huh?
seconds.
You put him out for
just
300
playing.
minutes or something like that.
No! Please tell me 300 seconds. Oh
No,
no!
300 seconds. Yeah.
I wouldn't
I
know
know.
what happened because I'm not a mod.
Yeah.
I was just playing around. I said, I thought I would ban him for like 15 seconds or give him a little like wrist smack. And now he's like, all of his comments are nuked.
He's like, I'm wrecked.
Oh my God, Chris.
I get wrecked by Thothchild, but you know, he can like
You
get him on
banned him,
Twitter.
huh?
No, I hope I didn't. Oh, Jesus.
You gave him the ban
Give him the
hammer.
old ban
Oh
hammer,
no,
yeah.
how do I do this?
Yeah, he totally did.
Why does it still say put user in timeout? Apparently,
Well, I
he was
think once
already.
you do it, you're done. I don't know. So
Does the message say that he's in timeout?
It says message deleted by Thothschild, but that cannot be a nuclear bomb blast on somebody. Oh my God, I'm gonna
you
throw up.
wrecked him.
I hope not. He's one of my best brothers up in here, man. Shit. Oh, Chris, man. Hey, what's up, Hextech?
Oh, man.
Dude, what the hell? Maybe I should go over to Twitter and say hi, Chris.
Throw out a white flag.
Totally. Just.
That is too funny.
Hey,
You know what I need to practice doing too, guys? I gotta practice screen sharing. You know,
Oh yeah.
I need to work out this whole being able to share audio thing because I wasn't seeing the option. There's Romanian Dan.
Okay. Yeah, we got like 5 watching here.
And 4 of them are in the stream.
Right. I think you're right.
And we know Chris isn't there anymore.
So basically, this is serving the purpose of kind of just recording a casual, Hexican conversation as if you were a fly on the wall for posterity, I suppose. Now,
Ninja.
Is the ninja here?
Ninja. He just showed up.
Oh man, poor Chris. He's like, it's all good, bro, and his heart's on fire. Oh man. Yeah. I'm really sorry. I was just joking around.
Yeah, I did like my first screen share thing on the worst damn crypto show the other day, and
I didn't get to see the whole episode. I think I came in about 15, 20 minutes late.
yeah, that's all I've been doing is just jumping back and forth on different people's screens till I get comfortable, that type of thing. It's actually going to launch yesterday, but had a very bad illness. It lasted about 24 hours, 36 hours. So
Okay.
just getting over it.
I just got my first ever DM that shows a mammoth kind of donkey member coming out of my mouth.
Your mouth.
Going into my mouth, it looks like. Thank you, side effects.
Was it the Red Bull can? I know they did that to Alex Lorenzo or whatever his name is. The whole, just
my fucking God, dude. This is just really, really bad. Hold on.
guys.
I think we did it to the banana guy too that ate a banana on stream.
Select window.
What's his name? The ghost of Svetsky or whatever.
Ghost Festi. Oh, that was a while ago, huh?
All right, let's see how this shit works. Oh boy, this should be interesting. Boo-doo-doo. Oh,
You gonna share it?
Oh no! Oh yeah! Oh, look at that! Holy shit! What in the hell?
You're using OBS. You're using OBS, huh?
No, I'm not using OBS.
No.
He's on StreamYard.
OBS. I'm using StreamYard. Yeah.
You guys can hear me?
I can
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? I didn't even know you pulled me up. My bad.
Did you guys
Working on the avatar?
Look at this
What's
garbage.
going on there? Whoa.
Well, there's like a donkey cock going into my mouth from side effects since I nuked his membership on my channel. So
Oh wow, he's upset.
I don't know, but yeah, this is the some people call it GIFs, which I think is weird. I call them GIFs, but what do you guys call them? GIFs or GIFs?
GIFs.
I call them GIFs, but they are technically GIFs.
Correct. Yeah.
Hey
But who
guys,
cares?
would it
Yeah,
be
exactly. I don't care. GIF sounds better.
Are we being a little just goofy, or can I speak on this one thing here? Because I'm just seeing
go ahead,
it
just talk
really
about
get
it.
disgusted, man. Okay, because when these things happen in clusters like this, guess what that indicates? They're not freaking organic. They are not organic occurrences. Okay, we're not even in a moon phase where people would be doing that on consecutive days anyway. So from that standpoint, look at Waters Above, what he was telling old boy.
Okay.
These things happen like that. Now these guys, this is chess. This is a means to an end. This is, as Wales has pointed out and Brandon's pointed out too, Hegelian dialectic 101. I'm sorry, and it makes me mad because the one thing about it is innocent human beings are actually freaking getting shot. But all they're doing is moving around pieces on a board. The Hegelian dialectic is problem, reaction, solution, and it is fucking older than the day is long. They have never changed the playbook. It's literally how they get everything done for eons. I mean, how are you, Oklahoma now? What is this, the third one in 5 days or something? Get the fuck
But they
out.
don't have to.
Stop sharing.
No, it works. It works and everybody falls into it. It's god dang simple.
Yeah. What do we got here? Dan, did you mute yourself, sir? Or did I mute?
Yeah, I muted myself. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, man. I was watching the show earlier. It was great. It was so good at one point. Like I wanted to make a TikTok, and then like I couldn't get away because it was so good.
I always get worried when Romanian Dan says he wants to make a video that I might be a part of. You never know what's going to happen.
It's not bad. It was. I already posted. It's with Barry's little rap thing.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, that was sick.
Oh,
yeah,
you should hear him. Yeah. You should hear him when he gets going, like hard. When he goes for like 64, 32 or 64.
Right.
He'll go hard, dog. What the fuck is wrong with this thing? There we go. That's a little better. Wild stuff. Jeff sounds like peanut butter is goddamn right. And wait a minute. He's back. So I didn't nuke him forever.
Yay. Welcome back, Chris.
Welcome back, Chris. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, bro.
I was trying
to now we can put you in timeout.
Oh fuck. It's like, look at this line of messages. It's like, it looks like 70 messages. Message deleted by, wait for it. Thothschild, view deleted message. Oh, rugged.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I had this script that I alluded to earlier of like 5 or 6 other things that I was going to talk about.
Yeah, you're gonna drop a big bomb.
The bomb was that I'm speaking at the conference.
Boom.
Boom.
The second part of the bomb is that
hey, by contract though, he broke contract with me. You're not supposed to announce that unless it's announced first on Pulsification.
Okay.
Damn.
So I guess I won't be leaving episode 5 up.
Pulling your cool card right now.
Just cut that part out.
Yeah.
I'm messing with you. You're cool.
You
can steal it. You can steal it.
Pretty historical for me. Yeah, but now you're gonna hang this over my head for the next 15 fucking years, man.
Oh, that's fun. I mean, I'm looking forward to the conference. I booked it like, I was talking with T Money at Maddie's place when the last conference, and I'm like, just let me know. And as soon as he let me know, I'm like, booked it, got the rooms, got the flight, everything. I'm like, yeah, See,
I'm glad you're saying that out right now, out loud, brother, because I'm the kind of guy who will act like I know what's going on when I'll actually be clueless. So this thing you speak of, this flight in this room you speak of, this is something that, for example, is on the speaker, right?
It sounds like you need to negotiate better.
Me? What? I got it. Well,
No, I'm
what was
talking. I'm
it?
talking about Thothschild.
I was looking at the price. It was like
where's my
555.
Where's my comp?
Here's a comp. I think I have a double queen. So I mean, you know, worst comes to worst.
I got a suite. You can
I'll
sleep in the
check. I'll
bathtub.
double check. But I did it at the last conference. I grabbed a double queen, right? Because like I don't need to be the king. So I don't feel
no way
that.
I'm doing this without my beautiful young lady by my
There
side.
you go.
Not sleeping in the
Okay,
bathtub.
well,
And I'm not being a third wheel for
three-
you.
Three's a crowd, bro. You know, like, sorry, yeah, I don't go that direction. You know, like, no, but I actually had.
They gave you some new nightmares.
I told a friend of mine, I'm like, yeah, I got this like nice hotel room here in Vegas. I'm like, just fly out, and he grabbed an Allegiant flight for like $79. And he like shows up at my door at like 2:00 in the morning, and you know, second day of the conference, and I'm like, yeah, just come hang out. You know, he's a photographer, so he was doing his own stuff. He came for one day of the conference, that type of thing. But I had an extra ticket. I bought like 14 tickets for people.
Oh wow!
And gave them away. So,
So Hextech, where?
yeah.
Hi, buddy. What's up? What's up? Is that your like office there? It looks like some interesting brickwork you have going on behind you, bro.
This is my quote. RG3. I told him I was getting the studio ready, this type of thing. And I'm like just setting up for streaming because I wanted to delve into the whole streaming aspect and stuff like that. So this back here, this is wallpaper that you can buy off of Amazon for like $14.95 a roll. So took 2 rolls to do it. The Hex Shield actually cost more. That was like $500, and I got a pulse shield. I'm gonna get a couple.
Man, this whole time I thought it was real. Wow.
I know everybody does, but I'm a straightforward, honest person, right? You know, like I could play the game, that type of thing. I don't prop. I don't pimp or anything like that. I'm like, no, I mean, like, this is what it takes to do a studio.
You look like you're chilling in your backyard.
Right? You know, I mean, I used to do some streaming with a group called DCA Adventures, and it wasn't until 2019 when I brought Hex into the whole mix, because they're maxis, Bitcoin maxis and stuff.
Oh.
And I basically got pushed out of the channel. So, and I'm okay. But the thing was, I was not shilling. All I wanted to do is like give these people the opportunity to take a look at something that might be possible. Like, excuse my French, but like, if your mindset is like looking at every other shit coin out there, like, okay, like, take a look at mine.
If you're looking at Bitcoin, hey, look at them all, man.
But literally, it became too antagonistic, so I stepped away. But I had the whole background set up. It was actually bricks, the last one I had. But at this point in my life, in my quote Hex journey, I got to the point like, yeah, I can actually give back. Like, there's nothing I need. Like, there's nothing. I don't need to shill anything. I don't need anybody to like, click on my referral links. I'm not going to ask anybody to join a paid group, that type of thing. I mean, I'm doing something on the side, called the Prosperity Project. And
I heard yes. Talk about this. I heard you mention it.
Yeah. But that's just for the benefit of like the 1 or 2 people that may subscribe. I mean, like, I don't even, I'm like, I don't even care if, it gets past 10. The whole point was I was an automotive detailer, and I literally collected every piece of loose change out of every traded in
I
vehicle.
love these stories, man. I love
not
these
customer
stories.
vehicles, not customer vehicles, because hey, what's a customer is theirs, right? You know, you got to play the game fair. But I literally like would empty. There was 9 vacuums in the shop, so everybody there would suck up change underneath the seats, and we get these traded in cars. And they'd call me over with tweezers. I had tweezers. I have my tools, right? You know, like pull out this change, and I literally had kids from the college that worked there at the overnight shift.
So wait, this is how you bought your crypto?
No, this is how I became a multi-millionaire in Hex. No, literally, like I collected all this change and I put it in a mayonnaise jar. I have, well, no, it's not next to me here. It's upstairs. But
that is incredible.
I had a mayonnaise jar which held, you know, I could approximate $36 to $44 depending on, you know, the fill and how many quarters versus nickels, dimes. So literally, I collected like just over $1,200, and then day one Hexican dropped in. Actually,
what a story,
that was
bro.
enough. That was enough.
No, it definitely was enough. I mean, I've put several more dollars into, but I mean, it's gotten ridiculous. It's gotten to the point where, like, you know, I mean, I look at. Just recently met one Hexican online and stuff like that through the Twitter spaces. And his story kind of resonates with me because of the fact that, like, literally when I came here to Montana, I was divorced. I was homeless. I had one car, my dog, and a Navy duffel bag. I had no job and no place to live.
Sounds about right. Yeah, I know it.
So, I mean, my whole point, I was wrecked. I had to file for bankruptcy 6 months after I got here. 540 credit score, horrible, just nothing. You know, literally bought the most disgusting mobile home you've ever seen in your life for $2,400. This is back in 2009 after the housing market crisis. What's that?
Let's not tell everybody about the mobile home secret for divorcees.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, that's reality. And, you know, my biggest thing is, like, if I could help 1 or 2 people, like over the course of now, where we're in the bear market to where we're in the green tree, 3 years from now.
It's coming back for sure.
Yeah, it's coming back. I mean, everybody's crying and wimping, that type of thing. You know, the funny thing about the cap here, like I'm a trained chef. So I retired as a chef. I opened a couple of restaurants, helped people open a couple of restaurants here. But my literally first job here in Montana was working at McDonald's. That's where I started my culinary career in Montana, was McDonald's, because I literally, like, got done with an interview for a management position. They wanted me to move out of the area here in Montana where I was. I'm like, no, I came here for a purpose. And so I literally, like, walked out of the door. My car was still in their parking lot. And I looked across the street, and the big yellow sign says, "Now hiring management." I'm like, there's your sign. I walked across the street in 17 minutes.
I mean, how much opportunity is there in Montana, right? I mean, you got to take it where you can get it.
Well, actually, now, I mean, this is horrible. You were asking me, go back to the point about Californication.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, the housing market is going up 4.3x. So the house you could have bought in 2009, 2010, beginning of 2010, 4.3x. It's ridiculous. You can't get a condo with a garage for less than $626,000 here right now.
It's about the same where I'm at now.
In Montana? What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm in a kind of primo spot, but it's so funny is because when I moved here, I was like, this is the place it's going to be. And sure enough, well, what happened was I was chefing at this place called Gallatin Gateway Inn. They were one of the few, like, fine dining places in Montana. There was like 3 of them. And so I ran a 9-burner saute station.
It's midnight, June 2nd, Eastern time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Thothschilds channel. The show is Mind Spray. Speaking is Montana's own ℍ𝕖𝕣𝕳16. This is a great fucking story, bro. Keep telling it. It's inspirational because no matter how many people are here, you guys know as well as I do, this program will have 500, 1,000 views in, 3 months, 6 months, a year. So,
anyway. God. And if it helps one person, at that time, there was a company called Right Now Technologies, and they got bought out by Oracle. So Oracle is kind of the 800-pound gorilla, in the whole computer technology space. They built a campus right next to the college here.
So wait. So that I understand correctly, you're telling me Montana actually has an operating Oracle,
campus,
unlike some third-party aftermarket pulse chain products. Waka waka. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. So the whole point is that was the jump the shark moment. And I mean, literally the house you could have bought for $149,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, brand new stick built. Now will run you about anywhere from 790 to 820,000.
Jeez, where do people get all that cake?
They come from California. You asked. I'm telling you right now, and it's true. I mean, because literally, if you think about it, you can sell a house in California for 1.2 at the same space size, everything, and pocket that difference. Now, guaranteed, come December, everybody's going to have a wake-up call, and everybody's going to be underwater. And that money that they had to spend that they wouldn't let their kids go to work, because we can't hire anybody here because they don't let their kids work because, they felt they were cash rich, but they're knobs because of the fact that they don't do crypto. So I'm like, they're getting wrecked. They're getting absolutely wrecked right now. I mean, I literally I've put off 2 purchase decisions in the past 12 months since when I came back from the very first conference out in Vegas, met a good gentleman, 𝕍𝕬𝕝𝕚, who
that's my first official guest on this
honestly show. 𝕍𝕬𝕝𝕚, and if you're listening to this afterwards, I would say he's my best friend in crypto. Just literally, we just met up. I flew out to Portland and we met up to go check this guy, fellow Hexican, ℍ𝕬𝕝, which ℍ𝕬𝕝, I hope you're all right. He was in an auto accident. His car was wrecked. Bro, he posted it online. But this guy is doing incredible food.
Show, bro. Get well.
What's that?
I said prayers to the bro from the show. And
I think he's fine. I called him. I left him a message and I sent him a text. And but if he's taking a picture of his wrecked car, he's okay. But literally, from that point of the first meetup that's when it was 3 weeks after that, and then Hex just skyrocketed. I mean, obviously we know what it went from June until August, that point. And I'll say this to anybody who's listening: it's never wrong to take a profit. Okay. As much as people hate hex sellers, that type of thing. I mean, if you're going to take a profit, at least do it in the green tree. Don't do it in the brown. I mean, if you're taking a profit now, you're wrecked. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's that blew me away and it changed my life. And literally, I mean, my whole thing from here going forward is just to help that 1 or 2 people, and maybe it's more, but if I can help 1 or 2 people achieve financial success through the same struggle that I went through, because I can talk about that, then, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
And for the record, I've never taken a dime from any person, to get them into crypto or help them do things, that type of thing.
Wow.
But you know what? anybody who sits there and says negative things about people who are doing something in this space, the crypto space, or hacks or general, like, don't hate the player, hate the game, my friend, because you know what? You don't go to work, and tell your boss like, "Oh no, I'm here for free." Just
I have to interject real quick,
Okay.
just because you bring it up, guys. I don't know if you heard me say it before, but an actual point of fact, the cake is all layerish, but the playa is all Himalaya-ish. What?
What?
How you like me?
What?
Guys, this is an amazing story, dude. Hextech, that, god damn, man, living that dream. And it's so much sweeter having come back from down the edge of hell, right? Like, basically,
just taking the negative situation and turning it into a positive. The funny thing, I was a crazy old man at work. Like, they would literally throw, the funny thing I can always remember to this day, they literally throw change over to my bay that the college kids would find in cars, and I hear it go tink tink tink, right? And I go, ooh, penny, ooh, nickel, ooh, dime.
Dude, can I admit something to you? It's kind of just dawned on me. Last year, I actually was conflating your story with Nardo's story. I think I had you guys, amalgamated in my mind now that I'm thinking about it. And I've had the pleasure since of meeting like Nardo, talking to him. He's a really
Nardo wins, right?
Nardo is probably indirectly one of the principal, like 5 or 6 reasons that I'm here doing this today.
Okay.
Yeah, because at the Philly meetup, he took me aside and he was just like, "Bro, you got it, share it, do it." And I was like, okay. And then I'd talk to him a couple months later and I'd be like, "I really have the Hex Variety Show with the comedy skits in mind, and I don't want to start doing nothing until I do." He said, "That's black and white thinking, young man." He says, "You sit down at that desk, you get in front of that camera, dude, and you got to press play. And that's how it happens." I was like, "Oh, I'm on the hook." He's right.
What's the one word you use? Amalgamated?
Amalgamation. Yeah.
Combine or
Break
unite
together,
to form
combine
one.
together,
Okay. I have to Google that one.
Where I first learned
hang
that
around
one is they used to
Thothschild
call-
long enough, you'll learn something new.
Actually,
Well, they used to
every
call
other
that shit
sentence
they put in your
is-
mouth, that mercury. They'd call it, when you were a kid, they'd call it mercury amalgam. And I used to get all flummoxed by that word. And I was pissed off they were putting mercury in my head, even from a young age. So I'd ask my mom, "What's that word mean?" She'd like, "I don't know. Go ask your father." So
no,
amalgamation.
but the beautiful thing is the fact that, like, even now, and this is going actually to, GRC's channel and Sam's channel and stuff like that, because I really enjoy, like, Sam talks about the whole S-curve aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to think, we're under 5% right now, global population of people that are in crypto, but like literally within 5 years. And people won't think it will happen this fast. 50% of people will. I mean, Chipotle's today, just today, Chipotle's is accepting crypto payments for food. I mean, it's going to get ridiculous, and it's going to happen so fast that if you're not on the bus, you're going to miss the bus. I mean, and that's really what it is at this point right now. I posted the thing on Twitter. I'm like, I literally took the change I found. What do you got there, bro?
This is what you were just saying. It was at the turn. It was at the year end. Okay. And it doesn't look great because it's not digital, but it's the facts of the matter. And what I was trying to show people there around the new year in my group, the powwow, was, if this is like you were saying, global population is right there, right? At that time, it was 1.36. Now, ignoring all of this shit, just go down here to this one. That right there isn't the global population, my friends. That's 1.36 at the time. It's a sliver. It's a pubic hair of the 1.36 that's Hexican, guys.
Right.
Room
Yeah.
for growth,
Well, I won't say that word, but yeah, it's honestly ridiculous. And the thing is like, And I posted this on Twitter. You see the 2 pictures. So here's some loose change I picked up from vehicles today. And so I talked about the loose change project. I talked about the dollar project. Loose change project was my initial iteration. That's how Hex made me a multimillionaire. I thought about this thing about the dollar project because
was that a DCA then, or was that just like accumulation and then you went all?
It was accumulation. I have DCA'd since past that point, obviously. I mean, and one of the things that I always let people know is I have not dramatically in any sense or fashion changed my lifestyle. And I think that's important. And actually, you know, I learned a few things. There's things that I'll talk about.
Right. You got new wallpaper though.
Yeah, I did spend about $30.
It's very nice.
There you go.
Wow.
$500 on a shield. You know, I don't have to. This is the nice thing, and it's not a hex fleck or anything. I don't honestly have to think about any money I need to spend for the rest of my life. And it's only because of the fact that I don't go buy Lambos. I mean, I do what I enjoy. And I want to tell people, like, you don't even understand. Like, I'm so frugal. I'm not cheap, but I'm frugal. But like the way I've set things up in the past 6 to 8 months, like, it's redonkulous. I mean,
I haven't heard somebody say that word in a while. Really?
No, I haven't heard redonkulous in a while. Yeah. But I mean, and that's using very conservative numbers, but I've not done the whole 50% growth factor thing. I mean, it just doesn't matter to me anymore. So this is the point where I get to, like, finally, and I'm coming out of the quote shell. I'm a very, you know, like, introverted type private person. So doing this, shout out to RG3, Kinetics, Valiant. I mean, the people that have helped me, like, just like Scott or Johnny Chaos, that have, like, encouraged me to, like, get out there and just start talking about things and letting people know. Because honestly, that's the whole point behind this whole prosperity project thing. Literally, like, I retired for 2.5 months. Like, that was the length of my retirement. Like, and I had the financial aspect set, but I didn't have, like, the whole lifestyle thing. Like, what am I going to do with my time?
I got
so
you.
Literally, yeah, I came back from Vegas. I conveniently got the vid for the second time, like, in 6 months, and couldn't eat for 10 days, like, the whole dying thing. I'm like, not like this. But
well, can I just say something real quick?
Ahead,
and now this is something I would expect, okay, from this guy, because this guy is what we would call a conspiracy analyst, okay? This now, guys, this is just like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is like people talking about the shit I talk about all of a sudden on a Tuesday. Everybody is talking about 𝕍𝕏𝕐.
It's Wednesday.
You know,
It's Wednesday.
or Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're going to be talking about 𝕍𝕏𝕐 and Luke.
Well, it's Thursday,
yeah,
guys.
like it matters. Like it
Oh
matters.
shit, you're right.
Oh, it is
Romanian
Thursday
dam
now.
coming in
You're right.
clutch.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's what I'm here for.
No, but my point is, it's just funny because here's the thing. Crypto Coffee is a guy who has put in the work. Okay. I have never met him, never spoke to him, but I know he puts in the work, and I know that he put in the work to the degree that he's getting the 10K views with a lot of concurrent viewers at all times. And he's even, like, has modicum of popularity outside of the immediate, like, Hexican community. So my hat's off to him. Still, that having been said, guys, I've had Waters Above in my back pocket for, like, the last, like, year. And I was just like, because this is a nice spice to put on the esotericism that I'm offering folks in the results of my research, reading, and education from my teachers and shit. To see a reductionist, like a skeptic, a scientific materialist like Crypto Coffee, who, I'm sorry, I look at him and I just know at some point he bullied somebody for being woo-woo. For him to have Waters Above on the show, I was like, what the fuck? Like, like, how did Crypto Coffee get hooked up with Waters Above, man? I think it's great. though, because it's hopefully representing the expansion of a consciousness and a mind, and he's putting it out into Hexaco. But it's so fucking funny, dog, because I'm like, I can't start talking about 𝕍𝕬𝕬 and I can't start talking about ℏ. It's too early for me to bring up these concepts in
I don't
Hexaco.
know what ℏ is.
All of a sudden, well,
What are
ℏ
you
is your
talking
soul,
about, man?
ℏ is your soul power. Okay, we're talking about in a certain strain of dark occultism. Okay, it's
Sure.
the chaotic inversion of the Sephiroth, which is the tree of life. Okay, this is a belief system. It's not woo woo. It's concretized. It's real. It's church for a certain strata of human being. And when they say 𝕍𝕬𝕬 would be the methodology every 7 years during a portion of the year that they pull this maneuver. But the goal of a active 𝕍𝕬𝕬 accomplishing things would be robbing our ℏ. ℏ is kind of like your soul power. It's when you have anxiety, your ℏ, your soul power is just dumping out of you. Okay.
Gotcha.
It's heavy shit. So the end of this story is that to see coffee with waters above, and they're talking about it, now it's out. And I wake up this morning and one of the first things I see is Randy Hilarski has a headline about 𝕍𝕬𝕬. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And now it's like everywhere I look, it's like Kentucky Fried Chicken, Coca-Cola, and 𝕍𝕬𝕬. Everywhere. I'm like, what
the funny thing you say that is, honestly, that stream you're talking about, and I've never like seen or studied any. I actually watched that or listened to that 3 times.
He's incredible.
Over,
He's
just
incredible.
in this past week, just to try to understand it. I mean, and I'm not a trader anymore. I don't trade. I do set limit orders, but I don't trade. But it's really incredible. I mean, some of the, what people don't understand is, like, irrespective of whatever your individual belief systems are, because they vary, and you see people go to war over these things, but there's something happening that's probably a lot bigger than me. That I wake up every morning to that fact of my inconsequential, like, existence is like, so if I can make a small imprint, but I don't discount anybody's like things. And I'm just like, this is interesting stuff, because there is interesting stuff out there that happens beyond our norm, beyond our everyday go to the gas station and get a cup of coffee before I go to work average existence. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I think about it now. It's just like, if you had told me 7 years ago that, I would not be sleeping in my car with my dog in a duffel bag,
right?
I would have asked you how, and I probably would have paid you money. I mean, just let me know. I mean, like, what's going to happen? And, we don't. I mean, we can plan for those future things, but
Dan and Luther, I don't know if you want to interject, but I want to give you guys a chance at the floor. Dan, especially you, my friend, but, feel free to cut me off. But I just wanted to ask you, since we're on this Hex Deck, is there a moment in the man's life then where the sun comes out and he can distinguish that it has come out and now he's affecting a change? Or was this the other end of the spectrum where it was completely unforeseen and random? Or was it kind of a mesh of the both? And, like, are you just living your life and all of a sudden doors are opening and now you're getting results, whereas before you didn't? Like, well, how do you see it? How did you experience it? I'm interested to know.
Experience what, per se?
The dramatic change of going from, for example, in your story, sleeping in your car with your dog, to finding financial security for the rest of your human incarnation. That's kind of big, right?
Well, that was in reference to Hexdeck's story. My story.
That's what I was talking. That's who I was talking to.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were asking those.
Well, you mentioned Luther and Romanian Dan, so
I said if you guys have anything to ask. I said if you guys have anything to ask him. Yeah, if you had anything you want to
mind spray, man.
Yeah, right.
I was actually researching 𝕍𝕬𝕬. It sounds like something you put on bread, but I guess
it's like that Vegemite from the Down Under guys.
Hey, I'll take a large 𝕍𝕬𝕬 and don't spare the ℏ.
Yeah, I'm out of avocado, so I need some lox and bagels. You know.
Oh man.
God, I miss
guys are a
good
trip.
bagels back in New York. I'll tell you what.
Well, Hextech, I guess what I was doing was trying to maybe get a hack or a recognition point off you from your life experience, because I'm very much in it as a father, divorced father, of these 4 littles. And I'm still trying to break through myself. I know I'm in the right place at the right start. This late in life kind of is hard and sucks, but it's better than not having made any ground whatsoever, for real.
No, I mean, and it's 100% in front of you. Like the fact that we can't see it, conversations I've had with RG3, over the phone and stuff is like, they're mind blowing in it. And I understand that they're real. It just, the real has not like actually manifested itself in that sense. But I mean, I take great joy and pride in the fact that like I can actually disseminate information to people and be like, I'm blown away. I'm humbled every day. Like I wake up and I'm just like in that type of situation of like, I don't have to think about things, but that's very freeing. If you're asking me like, did I have any inclination as far as like where I'd be today? No, I didn't. But I did say this when I left chefing, I retired after 20 years of chefing just because it's 18-hour gigs and just hard on the body. I'm an old man. I'm 54. So like older than most. And it just became too taxing on the body. So actually I had a full ride because I'm a retired military vet, or not retired military, but ex-Navy. And so I still had the full scholarship sitting in my back pocket.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
And so I went back to college for 1 semester for nutrition, and figured I'd go become a nutritionist. Well, I ran the math after the first semester, plus I didn't really agree with the politics, but so it wasn't for me. And so I literally called up a friend and I'm like, work for a company, and I'm just like, hey, sounds good, and I went to work for them. And that's how I became an automotive detailer. But when I got there and I found out about so my entry into crypto was November 4th, 2016. Wow, Bitcoin's price was $634. Okay. And so I had signed up for a Coinbase account. I had heard a message from Andreas Antonopoulos, and like it clicked. I ordered the book off of Amazon, The Internet of Money. It clicked like in my head. So I bought my first 3 Bitcoin at $634 a piece. Anybody can fact check this. It was November 4th, 2016. Wow. And that was my foray into crypto. And from there, like I was just like, I was all in, like right from the beginning. And I would literally be at the meetings and be like, we had 5-minute meetings before every day. And like, anybody got anything else? I raised my hand. I'm like, buy Bitcoin. I mean, that was my thing. And I used to tell people back then, I'm like, I am going to be a millionaire, and just collecting change. And they thought I was nuts. I mean, I didn't know the eventual outcome of that. Thankfully, I mean, I'd followed Richard Hart since his Top Hat days when he was a Bitcoin maximalist, when he like changed his worldview and was like Ethereum, and then went from the fluid dynamic coin to Bitcoin Hex, and then Hex and that iteration. And I'm a very conservative person. That's what I love to tell people is like, I'm just not like outrageous quote all in type person. Literally, I only invested 25. I invested the loose change money, but that was like 25% of what I actually had saved. I didn't deploy that 75% of that capital. Had I known then, I mean, did I think it was going to be
there's
great?
no way of knowing. Yeah.
No, you don't know. I mean, and you don't. I mean, and that's the thing is like, and I'll tell people this is like, and this is why, you know, like I love the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, is like, don't eat your children, you know, and people are like, oh, that's really gross. But my whole thing is like pennies, nickels, dimes, money you've saved. Even when you get to that point of where like you're financially well off, is like, you have to kind of propel yourself of like, just don't like buy the best breads, you know, the freshest salmon. I mean, you enrich your lifestyle and you cost yourself more. It's like that stuff comes over time. I literally
was getting that like right loudly as GRC. Like he said he reduced his, if I heard him correct, I think he reduced his monthly costs from like $300 or $4K to $800 a month. He said he's surviving on now.
Yeah.
That's discipline.
He's in the
Hey,
zone, man.
children of the grave, my man.
No,
yeah, I just wanted to add to what you were saying, Hextech. That's the kind of, I have an advantage because I just got into crypto like a little over a year ago.
Okay.
Just knowing what the industry, what the crypto market's done over the last 13 years or so is a great advantage. And it's just a safer bet on my play than when you got in 2015, right? There's only a few years or half the time, right?
Yeah, 2016. Time, so. But I mean, 2016. But the thing is, you are at the best point in the market. What people don't understand, you know, it boggles my mind right now, especially with so many new people into crypto, is the fact that like people are like screaming, crying, you know, about price or about launch or these different things. And I'm like, you right now, we all are, not just you, we all are at the best possible time. Right now is where millionaires are made. Right now. Like you think it's the, you know, I say to people, like not you specifically, people think it's the worst of times right now. This is the best opportunity you have to just DCA every possible chance that you get to realize that opportunity 2 to 3 years from now. And, you know, people think, you know, especially even here, like people I know, they think like I got crypto rich, like just overnight type thing. Like, you don't understand. I mean, I'll be straightforward and honest. I treated crypto like a full-time job. I literally would come home from work after working 8 to 10 hours. And I'd spend another 6 to 8 hours up late at night studying all these different projects, just involved in the space.
How are you doing studying? Sorry to interrupt. Back then, because like right now for me, I'm just, if I do want to learn something, it's easy. I just find the YouTube video for it, right?
It's
back
so
then
much
it was
easier.
Harder.
No, there was YouTubers, there were the Furus,
okay.
You know, back then and stuff like that. And, you know, I won't name them to give them, you know, shill information and stuff. But there's people that, you know, and even then, you know, I could tell like, you know, this guy's just, I mean, I learned along the way that, you know, these people were getting kickback coins on the back end to, you know, bring a project up. But you know what? I mean, everybody, you know, it's like selling cars. I mean, you know, selling crypto on the internet type thing is, the space was developing and discernment, actual reading papers were like the big thing. Like if I could find something that gave me a link to actually read about I mean, a lot of white papers. I mean, in 2017, I don't even want to sit there and say how many white papers I read that were just like, you know, ruined my mind in a sense. It's like, I can't believe I spent all that time on them. But I will say this, 1 out of 10 is like was my key focus back then. I mean, obviously Hex wasn't around. I was still in Bitcoin. Heck, when Ethereum like first came on to Coinbase, I remember a coworker of mine, I have a lot of good friends in the Filipino community. He bought 55 Ethereum for $7 a shot.
Wow.
Off of Coinbase. Young guy, right? He was like 23. And literally, and he asked me, he came to me and he's like, what do you know about this? He just bought it out of like whatever. And he's like, what do you know about Ethereum? I'm like, absolutely nothing. I'm like, Bitcoin's the way. Like, I don't know anything about this garbage coin called Ethereum. What are you talking about? And literally, like from January of 2017 till like June, I think it was around June, it went from $7 to $70, right? So 70 times 55.
10x,
you do the math, right? So he's like, I'm going back to the Philippines. I'm going to sell all my Ethereum. And at that point, I spent enough time to learn about it. I'm like, bro, don't do that. I'm like, don't, if anything, sell half, but keep half. But he shot his load. He sold it all, spent it all in the Philippines. Literally back then in 2017, you could have bought a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in the Philippines for $28,000 and lived like a king. And so at the end, what went to about $1,400 at 2017, the peak around December. So 1,400 times 55, you do the math.
It blows me away the amounts of money that people lose, not by staying in too long, but by drawing out too quickly. Like case in point, I don't know if you guys heard about some of the analysis of the Bitcoin chain and what some of these big players are doing. Like there's Wallet 34, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Bitcoin. You want to talk about the most counterintuitive story like you could ever hear. Like this jackass has more money than God. And he starts getting into crypto and he gets in Bitcoin and he starts in November, right, of 2021. He buys Bitcoin at 50K, a fuck ton of it, and he's dumping right now, DCAing out. Do you know how much money the guy's lost in Wallet 34 in Bitcoin?
Sure.
$586 million. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? I can't even wrap
just
my
wait
head around.
3 years. Like what,
dude?
Yep.
I don't know. That's trust fund money or something. Daddy's money.
But the thing is like,
Jesus,
we can't, and we try to extrapolate like their thought process, that type of thing.
We could never know.
And we can never know. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, we can never know. It's just because, and that's the thing I try to point out to people is like people buy or sell for a ton of different reasons. I mean, you never understand the backstory unless they come and tell you directly. And so, I mean, who knows? And there was, I remember this story. I don't know if it was Hexologists that told it, but there was a guy early on that just basically in Hex and just like sold just a butt ton. And everybody was like saying, oh, he got hacked or this thing. And he's just like, I think he came across basically to sum it up is like, he's like, I've made so many millions of dollars. This is early on in X that like I just gave it back to the community and like I'm okay. You guys are talking about me, but like I wasn't stupid. I didn't do it. Like he just basically, just dumped a F ton of, possible potential gains. But he was good, I mean,
gains he didn't need.
Well, and it's hard, right? It's hard to fathom. I mean, literally, I mean, the thing for like me was the fact that like, I mean, 20, the whole running joke of like, $20 is $20, right? Like, but that's literally like the potential of like how you get into crypto and where it can go. I mean, my just running number calculations, like my mind is blown, like where we're going to be from this gray area of this down market cycle to where we're going to be in 2.5 to 3 years. Like it's going to be a different conversation, guys. if anything, I want to go back to this conversation and be like, hey, did I say it was going to be a different conversation? Because literally right now, like if you can get 1 hex for 7 cents, and like Richard, and I tell people this, this, I'm a big proponent of this. I have a book here off to the left of me. I call them Richard Hart-isms, but literally like when Richard makes a throwaway statement, and and there's several of them. I mean, he makes them, if you catch them.
They seem offhand, but
right, they do, but they're not.
deeper than that.
Yeah. So here's one. I'll just give you one example. When we hit 10 cents, one of his throwaway statements in a Twitter was, "What's 10 cents on the way to $100?"
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that, right?
I do remember that because he had been promising to do certain things like light the candles. And then once it got there, he was kind of like, there's just so much more to do. Like, why stop and celebrate this? Like, we got to keep going.
Well, and a lot of people can't even imagine $1 hex, right? Much less $100 hex. But, look at my last Twitter post. I mean, I posted it up. I did the numerology or the numbers, I was like, okay, here's the change. Here's the dollar things. Like,
yeah, dollar hex don't do nothing for me and the kids. Nothing. I ain't touching that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean, it's going to get to 100, man.
How
it
long
really
does
will.
it seem away versus when you were when all the OGs were waiting for a penny?
Right.
Isn't it similar? Like everyone's waiting for $1 now.
Yeah, sure. It's your unit bias. It's like where you entered, that type of thing. I mean, I still have, that was my big mistake actually in the beginning of Hex, was I had a lot of short stakes, short time frame. And I tell people this is like, it really took me, it wasn't until 9 to 12 months that I really understood the whole T-share thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too. I'm in the exact same position there, Hextech.
Yeah.
Months for me too.
I'm convinced that I had been, my story's so weird and gradual because I had started listening to Richard. I think it was the end of 2017 because I was going through the divorce. His brand of self-help was awesome to me. It was empowering. It was funny because he'd tell people to get fucked left and right. And I love that. Making me laugh, and he's teaching me a more positive mindset. And then, the aftershocks of having gone through that, I mean, you lose access to your kids every day of the week. You lose your house. I was losing a business. I'm just like, things went, so I didn't get into Hex day one. Wildly enough, some people think that I was that guy, but I only knew who Richard was. I didn't get into Hex, and boy, was I kicking myself when I heard you guys talking about big payday and shit like that.
Yeah,
but anyway, flash
tell.
forward, I committed myself. I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother. I'm just going to finish. I committed myself to it then at 4, and people laugh, but it's legit. Around day 420, I said, when I can locate the money, because at this point, me and the children are living hand to mouth. I said, but when I can get some money, I get it. 20 days, not even 15 days later, I do find that money, 0.8 of a fucking penny, man. To be able to say that I got that late in, was fucking awesome. But then, like you just said, the whole exercise of staking, you're just sitting there and you're like, doop-de-doo. Hex is liquid, Hex is cool. Not understanding a goddamn T-share at all. And then I think it was day 460 something. It hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to start a stake here. Ooh, I'm going to start a stake this long. Ooh, I'm done. And, all of it, whole bag fucking staked up.
Yeah. I just started talking about it on stream today. Was one B share today was $1.52. And the reason I talk about B shares is because we're not going to have the conversation about T shares. Okay. Yeah. I mean, no,
I can't do the math in my head for a B share though. I'm all about T shares.
I get it, but a year from now,
you're right. You're right. The rest of the world is getting in. Then is going to be all about B shares.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're going to enumerate things a year from now. Is
they're going to envy anybody with a T share.
Well, somebody getting a T-share a year from now is going to be like somebody buying like one Bitcoin at like $20,000. Because that's one of the other isms that I have written down is the fact that a T-share is going to equal a Bitcoin. Somewhere they're going to reach parity. I don't know when, but eventually down the continuum, it's going to happen. So the same T-share that you have in Hex is going to be worth one Bitcoin. And, people are just going to be like, I didn't really honestly think that was going to be possible.
Yeah, I think the Hex on PulseChain, the T-share rate's going to ratchet up a lot faster than on Ethereum, just because I hear a lot of people wanting to do shorter stakes, and you can do shorter stakes and not eat the gas fees, right? Make yield every month or whatever you want to set up. Yeah. So
and and I've had so many DMs from people about asking me about like what is your strategy for PulseChain and this with PulseX or PLS. And Frosty and I have talked about this we talked about this on stream a couple weeks back, but I am doing nothing. Okay, so everybody that's ratio trading, this is one of the things that it's kind of a personal crawl thing, but like literally like started about 3 weeks ago. Everybody started bringing up about ratio trading, and I'm just like swapping it out. I'm just like, Hexicans, wait a minute. We weren't like trading, like the whole antithesis of like just stake it till you make it type thing. But like the whole trading thing gets you wrecked. But people are like ready to dive in and ratio trade. I am doing 100%. I am absolutely doing nothing, and just getting a big bag of popcorn.
That's how I'm treating the fork. That's how I'm treating the fork, brother.
Yeah, exactly. Smartest thing you can do is sit on your hands.
I would look at opportunity and see if it's there.
I'm not scared of. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to make a decision until I see what's available. Because if I can get Pulse or PulseX for 1 out of 10, I mean, it might be a little juicy offer.
Yeah, I'm my ratio is,
and that's just like where my bags are at, right?
Sure,
one versus the other.
No, and that's fair. And I would never personally have any issue. Like everybody's going to do what they need to do with their own bags, and that's 100% accurate. Like it's like do what you're comfortable with, because you can be a smarter man than me. I mean, I always tell people I am not the sharpest tack in the pack. I mean, I do know a few people who are, and I try to apply that information as it applies to me in my life. But like there's people that are wicked smart as far as this stuff goes. I mean, that can do these things that, I've even heard them talk about it. And I'm like, that's really smart. But like,
it's a good point. If it's beyond you and you're out of your depth, you're in deep water, don't even touch it.
Yeah,
you're
my biggest thing,
sitting on your hands.
Yeah, I'm coming from the perspective of like, I want to help the person that's the knob, the noob, that type of thing. The knob.
Man, you guys know what I forgot to do again? I forget every week, man. This is literally my last stream now. At least for the next next 2 weeks it is, because I'm using the free version of StreamYard, and I ran out of time at some point in this episode. And me and the kids can't afford this fucking paid service. So
how much does it cost for a paid service?
I was supposed to be sharing. Everybody's like, dude, you got all those kids. Share your goddamn donation address. And I keep fucking forgetting to bring it up. It lets you know where my head's at, right?
What's the difference between StreamYard?
Give him my address.
What's that?
I was gonna say, just give him you want my address so you can
take mine too, right?
The donation address.
Yeah, I'm not. Okay.
Not funny, no. Okay.
No, not for a guy.
No.
I enjoyed
not for a guy who's got to feed 4 kids, man.
Hey, what's the difference between StreamYard, like free version?
I got to learn OBS, but I work too much and take care of kids too much to actually learn it. I got to carve out some time so that I can learn how to use the open source stuff, you know. So
No,
either
but-
way, Hexco's not going to be seeing me for a couple of weeks, I think. Oh, what is this? Yeah, I fucked up. It's like, what is this, episode 5?
Can't you just make a new account?
Just
on
put it in the
StreamYard?
description. And then you can
wonder if I
reuse
could.
that every time you make a new episode.
Yeah, you got to go to YouTube.
Hold on one second. Let's see.
I think. I mean, I don't know how StreamYard is, but
Yeah, yeah. If you put it in the description and then just reuse the description, you're good.
I don't necessarily think I'm conceptualizing what it is you guys are suggesting. So
you take your
Throw
donation
the
ETH
donation
address,
address.
your public address, and you put it in the description of the video. Right? You have to go on YouTube,
oh,
right?
right. Yeah, no, that's not my point. The donation address is on my channel page. It has been since the day I launched.
Nobody
I'm
looks at
talking
that,
about,
though.
Oh, it's on your channel.
right. I'm talking about when you're in the middle of everybody's going, hey, he's funny, and this show is awesome. That's when the fuck you're supposed to be doing it. Not when
Yeah,
there's
you
four,
had-
Case for
not when there's
Notepad.
4 people left in a fucking stream.
Them kids got to eat.
I keep forgetting, man.
You're going to have a them kids got to eat segment or something like that.
Oh my God. I got to do it at the peak of the show and I forget every time. So that proves that is not why I'm in this. That's for sure.
God, where is this?
Hey, Chris Side Effects said send the
Oh,
Addy.
there we go.
Throw it in the chat.
Chris, side effects don't make no more money than I do. He ain't got to do nothing. What's he going to do? Come on, bro. I want Godwill to come on in here.
Yeah. Hey,
He's a car mechanic, multimillionaire, just like what's it called? Hextech.
Yeah, the way they ass rape me every time I no, you can't do no super chats, bro.
no,
What do I got? 20 subscribers or something? You got to have 1,000.
but
no,
YouTube
you
scales
have
30%.
174 or 176. I keep track of this. I was so disappointed.
I saw you saying that. Thanks for doing it. It's very
126. Yeah, I
It's
do
very
it because
encouraging.
I'm a numbers guy. But just like we did not get one person tonight. I'm like
You got
so
me.
disappointed. We got you. Well, did you hit the subscribe?
I hit the sub.
All right. Well, why didn't it change? Probably I don't want to refresh it.
You got to refresh.
Thoughts. It's only like what? It's like $152 or something like that for a year or something like that. And you can add like 6 streamers, right?
It's we're at 6 on the free version.
You're up to
that?
10 is what I read.
You get 10
Yeah,
like
you
on
get
the
moved up to
On
10.
the free
We're at
version, you
6.
get 10.
Yeah, there's all
On the-
kinds
on-
of bells and whistles that you get added on that. But I've heard arguments like Brandon, who was here earlier, that the open source broadcasting stuff is
OBS. Yeah.
OBS. I have it installed. I just
It's
when am I not?
intense. Like you can go deep on the OBS rabbit hole.
Nice.
Yeah, you can do a lot with that.
He likes
I just I'm not very like technically minded, so I actually like StreamYard because it's so simple. And I'm trying to get Balliot to help me out with some of the other stuff. With
He's good.
StreamYard.
He's a good one for that.
That you guys got to understand, like this guy is awesome. Like he's just such a fantastic human being. Like
Well, it wasn't a mistake that out of the 500 Hexicans that are my favorites, my first interview was Balliot Brand there, brother. So I'm with you on that one, man. for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So we sat there and like when we went to Portland and this guy served us a 4-course dinner like out of a food truck type thing, right? And like on regular plates, like everything was just fantastic. And the 3 of us sat there till like like 1 a.m. Like we didn't even realize the time. it was like
Time flies.
just talking.
That's
And I'm like, that is worth, that's priceless.
I told him, I said, tell your girlfriend I'm on my way. Oh, yay. Thothschilds coming. Is he staying in our house?
Hey, where are you at, by the way?
Me?
If you don't want to dox yourself,
No, I don't give a fuck. They can come. They don't want what I got. So they can come all they want.
Well, I've already doxed myself, so
He's out in the woods. He's got landmines planted.
I remember something like Are you running off like a server type thing? Or are you running?
No, we had a thing where we had damage from one of these DARPA storms, and I didn't have power for a while, so I was running off a generator.
Yeah, I remember.
But I'm really not that remote because, guys, the honest to God truth, I can't tell you precisely, but let's say between an hour and 2 hours time, I can be in downtown Philadelphia, or I could be in downtown Manhattan.
Okay, you're not far from TAP then. I mean,
well, you know, I'm on the Pennsylvania side, but I'm just. That's why I was asking you about Montana.
Yeah, I'm fair enough. I'm originally from upstate New York, so
yeah.
I
don't want to be here. It's not remote enough. I mean, I spent all my time in the city, and I'm over it.
My 10 acres out here are remote enough. I'm 6 miles off the paved road, and
that sounds heavenly.
We've got 10 acres. I can see 3 mountain ranges. I can actually see the beginning of the Missouri River in Three Forks, Montana, where it all splits out from the actuary. Yeah, it's pretty.
That sounds so good, bro.
Bro, the best 7 years, you know, I've been spent out there, like just sleeping in the Subi or, you know, in my Jeep, you know.
T-Bird says you ain't remote unless you're in the Aussie jungle.
Okay. With Unwrecked Pirate in them.
Oh, I don't know if I want to be that far out.
Great.
The nice thing about the property, though, is I get 4 bars, so I can literally stream like Amazon Prime right from my property. Without any type of power or anything like that.
Right. Is that rare to be able to get a signal like that there?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I literally I shopped 19 different lots with my cell phone. And oh no, there's not enough. You know, there's 3 bars here. I can't, you know.
Finn, I'm getting ready to wrap it up, Finn.
All right.
What's up? Finn, hi, Finn. Bye, Finn.
Oh, Finn's here. We're out.
You wacky Finn.
He's a funny one, Finn Bear.
Oh, he's great, man. That's one of my bros, man. Where is this fucking thing? Let me see. There it is. For what it's worth, fucking 3 people left in the stream. Why do I forget every fucking episode?
It's perfect time to put the address. Oh, you did.
Slap it up there.
I like that I got one like that. My addresses are all pretty vanilla, pretty tepid. I got one that has like 3 C's at the end. In the end there. CC. It's like a motorcycle. CC's.
How many kids you got?
17. I'm sorry.
17.
I'm just fucking kidding.
So he's a polygamist.
No, I know. I knew you only had like 3 or 4, but
yeah, I got 4. I got 4. I got 3 awesome little knuckleheads and 1 beautiful little princess.
There you go.
Yeah,
I was ever since I was growing up, I was like, kids are what it's all about. You know, it's like maybe because I was a big kid growing up. You know, I'm still not acting my age, but I freaking love the future of our generation type thing. Like, you have such awesome abilities.
Side effect says I'm tipsy enough to give you $1.
Tipsy enough to give me $1 makes me holler.
Are you tipsy enough to give him a dance for it though?
Hey man,
can you do a twerk? I mean, if you can do a twerk online,
let's see it.
Do it for the kids, man. Come on.
It's for the kids.
Do it for the kids. We are the world. We are the children.
Well, guys,
let's see the money first.
Great place to end the old stream there. We just crossed the 3-hour threshold. It is 12:55. And started late, but I'll tell you, it really was satisfying not only to get official invitation to PulseCon, get confirmation that I was going to be, on a panel with Rags to Riches Brandon, ladies and gentlemen. Very proud of that. It's been honestly probably, some of the best moments of my life in the past 14 months in this Hexican community. And I hope that no matter how far out in left field I get or angry about, some stuff from a principle standpoint, I hope I always just remember to respect and love you guys and do everything for the higher purpose, the higher reason with this. So let's go get rich, bitch.
I'm checking the address. It's still empty. What's going on, guys? Come on.
Check
See?
it in 5. Check it in 5 minutes.
Oh, dude,
That's the block time, right?
Hey, Hextech, can you tell me, other than you and MT Coiner, who would my third Montana guy be, or girl?
That would be Chloe.
Okay.
Shout out to my crazy little good friend, and well, I won't dox her, but she was another person. We met up like this Las Vegas conference in March. So I was just like, Chloe wasn't gonna go, and I'm like, I'll send you a ticket. And I'm like, I'll pay for your ticket. I pay for like Montana Coiner and his wife and stuff. I'm like, I just want to see the Hexicans out there representing that type of thing.
Dude, wait, hey guys, let's look. Side Effect says, I never crypto and drunk.
Oh, come on. Don't lie.
Trying to see a dance. Come on, Side Effects.
He said, send it later, guys.
Hey,
children of the grave, please come and make my life difficult earlier next time. All right. God damn. Thank you, Side Effects. Thanks everybody for your support. This was huge. And you guys are amazing, man. That's the one thing I got to tell you guys, not for nothing. You know how the one time I had a really important monologue I wanted to deliver, and then I was not able to because I was 7 hours late for my own stream, was it? Something like that. No, I forgot to press play.
It was 45 minutes, but 43 minutes. But.
So tomorrow I am probably going to do like an hour or less of the written material that I, crafted lovingly for the community. And I'm going to get it in record. So that would probably be episode number 6 tomorrow, possibly Friday. I don't know, but it's going to be nothing bells and whistles. And then we're going to do another, biggie next week.
Nice.
So does anybody have anything that they wish to add while they're on a fucking YouTube stream that's part of a great community like this? Anybody got any observations, any news, any thoughts?
I will say one thing. Don't savage other individuals within the crypto community as much as you agree or don't disagree with them. Just leave it alone. Be positive. I mean, it's not necessary. We all have quite large personalities in our own mind type thing. But, I don't matter in the retrospect of things. You don't matter, but you matter as much as you can help another individual rather than tear down another individual.
I like that. One thing that I'm never going to do, though, in life, with what my belief system is now, is when I was younger, I got tricked into thinking that if somebody slapped me, I was supposed to offer the other cheek. I will never, ever, ever offer a second shot at me. And if I'm out here trying to raise up myself after so much tragedy and drama and struggle in my life, trying to keep my kids healthy and happy and fed, and you perform an act of first aggression.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That would be not honoring, like, whatever you would call God's law to me. And in that situation, I have to, but I do agree with you from the aspect that we should try not to attack one another.
Yeah.
Part of my impetus for some of my anger right now, to be quite frank with you, is that there's a rumor going around that the only reason that I don't like my cousin is because he wouldn't pay me for onboarding him, and that I'm salty that I did not become a founding member of Liquid Loans or Power City. And I can assure you on my life, none of those are remotely true. I'd rather get herpes of the fucking mouth than be involved in any of those things. But that's just my personal opinion. DYOR, everybody. DYOR. You don't be talking about me. No, you don't be talking that shit. That's a lie, and it's not fair, especially considering how much work put in. So that's just my piece. Other than that, God, I hope we don't just go around attacking each other for attack's sake.
Not worth it.
Never a good thing.
But if you want to trash talk me, I really appreciate like the promo. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, no such thing as bad press.
No,
right?
nobody. Like,
Hey, heck, when I get big and famous, I'll be sure to call you a dumb motherfucker in front of everybody.
thank you.
Right, bro?
I appreciate
That
it.
helps.
Yeah. And if you do me a favor and just get Funding Jim on there just to rip me down.
Oh boy.
You know, like, you know, I love that guy. So I mean, you know, shout out to Funding Jim. But
We got some charmers. We got some real charmers up in this place.
yeah, no, there's so many like good people doing everything in their own arena. Just let them do it, folks. I mean, you know, and if you got nothing good to say, then don't say anything at all.
I agree with that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me on, and keep doing your thing. The show's gonna be great. I'm certain
Yeah.
of it.
You're gonna rock.
I
Bro.
enjoy it,
guys
man. I really
on
do.
your own. You guys have been on your own parabola, and I think it's awesome. The quality of your show's going up. Your user or your participation from your audience is going up. Your show's funny, dude. You guys are just. I really enjoy watching you. That whole crew, dude. And I'd love to
Good
come
show.
over there.
Good show.
Yeah, I'd love to come over there and hang with you guys.
The
Someday.
worst damn
Whenever you want
crypto
to come
show.
on, man.
The worst.
Hey,
Goddamn.
that's the lowest expectations. So anything above that is just a bonus.
I know, and
100%.
Wales said he didn't want to fucking do it with me when I asked him the one time. Then I look up, motherfuckers doing it like 3 weeks later. I'm like, you went on their show. You did that. You trying to shut me out of the best damn crypto show.
Hell, they let me on, so
Oh,
gotta
my
tell
God.
you how low their standards are.
Hey man, I got a question. Who's the StreamYard people? Okay, there it is at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to give you guys this, man. I got to give you guys this because it's
What
just
you
too
got?
good. I had a whole bunch more, but where's StreamYard entire screen? I mean, let me see. I don't have any naked pictures here of myself or any young ladies. I don't have seed phrases. Where is it? It's right here, right? Okay. Now you guys all got to enjoy this whole thing recently, right?
Can't see.
Seeing it? Are you not
No,
seeing it?
Nope.
can't see it.
Yeah. What did it do? It's supposed to entire. Okay, here we go. Right. So
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, we see it now.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
this was really classic. They were very, very charming young ladies.
Oh,
Cat-
yeah.
Caption. And of course we have the very tasteful classic imagery of the Red Bull can, but now in this iteration on a cutting board, as if Richard's penis was being sawed in half by someone. Okay, great. So I said as a caption to this, I said, in this week's episode of Blatant Honeypot, Natasha and Sparrow utilize meatloaves. utilize meatloaves and feminine wiles to dupe our unsuspecting hero. Will he survive the post-meal orgy? Tune in.
Jesus.
Next time.
Too much to unpack there.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna leave that alone.
That was wonderful.
End it there.
Click exit. Where's the exit music? Do you have that set up yet?
Yeah, I'm just actually mortified at how stoned you guys are all right now.
Oh, I haven't smoked pot
wasn't-
since I was
it wasn't
17 years old.
It wasn't that demanding, was it? Oh no.
There's too much
I enjoyed
wordplay.
it. It was good.
Oh, it was foreplay for him.
Oh my. All right,
He
gentlemen.
loves it.
Y'all be good.
All right, later on, bro.
Peace out. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
You got the
Ooh, look
outro
at
on the
that
phone?
Trippy shit, man.
You haven't outroed yet, so he's outroing his own space.
I don't know where I begin and where I end.
You're still on screen, bro.
Bear with us, folks. Oh, he got it.
Did he get it?
Oh, still live.
Still live.